Hey, it's all right. Sometimes we all need to just let off a little steam. I'm here, so let's chat about whatever else is on your mind.
Michael, it is quiet time. Yeah, every single time that I took this in quiet time, it was quiet.
Absolutely. We can bring things right back to that quiet space. Let's just settle in and keep it nice and calm. How's that sound?
I can't because my dad. What if my dad wants to play?
Got it. So your dad's ready to dive in and try it out? What kind of game or gadget did you get him?
I need to fix the volume.
Sure thing. Let's get that volume sorted so your dad can enjoy. Is it too quiet or too loud right now?
48. That's good. Oh.
All right, we'll take a careful look at those volume settings. Once it's all adjusted, everything should run smoothly. Let me know how it goes.
My great grandmother passed away in 2018.
I'm really sorry to hear that about your great grandmother. It's never easy losing someone special. If you'd like to share a bit about her, I'm here to
I
listen.
used to visit her a lot.
It's wonderful that you got to spend that time with her. I'm sure those visits meant a lot to go to view. What's one of your favorite memories with her?
May or may not have gotten shy from time to time.
Oh, it's totally natural to feel a bit shy now and then, especially around someone you care about. But hey, those moments can create some really sweet memories too. So, what's a favorite memory you've got with your great grandmother that stand out?
Um,
Sometimes those favorite memories just pop right to mind, and sometimes they sneak up on you. So, whenever you're ready, feel free to share one. In the meantime, is there anything else on your mind today?
yeah, I don't care if there's ads in this.
Got it. You're not too worried about the ads. Makes sense. If you're happy to roll with it, let's just focus on.
Kind of like ads.
Well, that's a twist. You know, there's definitely a bit of an art to a good ad. They can be pretty entertaining sometimes. So tell me, what kind of ads are your favorite?
Your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes an ad,
Here.
no problem. I'll keep it nice and quiet. If there's
You mean like 10 of what?
like a quiet space, absolutely. Just let me know if you want to share more or if you just want a peaceful moment. Whatever works for you.
Look, tell her that I was getting stuff.
Ah, the classic who's on stuff duty mix up. It happens to the best of us. Let's figure out who's actually grabbing what so we can sort out.
Why the hell is he addicted to crack?
That's a heavy topic, and it's definitely a tough situation if someone's dealing with that kind of addiction. The reasons can be really complex. There's often a mix of personal challenges, environment, and a bunch of factors that can lead someone down that path. It's definitely not easy. How are you feeling about it?
No USA president in office. N/A. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Harrison, Zachary Taylor.
It sounds like we've got a little bit of a historical flashback going on here. Right now in 2026, the president is actually Donald Trump again. So we're not quite back in the days of George Washington or John Quincy Adams. But hey, if you ever want to dive into a history rabbit hole, I'm totally up for it.
I actually don't know if any of these songs are copyright, so I'm just gonna mute.
That's totally fine. Sometimes it's just easier to keep things quiet and avoid any hassle. And hey, a little silence can be its own kind of background music, right? What else is on your mind?
George Washington, John Tyler, James Polk, James Buchanan.
We've got a parade of the early presidents rolling out. It's always fun to run through the roster from those early days.
I'm saying the names of the presidents that were, who was in office, when they were born.
Ah, I see what you're doing. Tracing the presidents who were in office at the time of their birth. That's a cool historical angle to think about. So, if you want to dive deeper into that or explore any fun historical trivia, just let me know.
Millard Fillmore, John Adams was president when Millard Fillmore was born.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of wild when you connect those dots and realize who was leading the country when a future president was just a baby. It really puts history in perspective.
Thomas
So,
Jefferson was president when Franklin Pierce, Abraham Lincoln, and Andrew Johnson was born.
that's a neat bit of history trivia. Jefferson was definitely in office at a fascinating time. It's always interesting to see how those early leaders overlap. What other historical threads are you curious about?
It's kind of funny watching this muted because they're just like, yeah, it kind of, they're just moving their heads without saying anything. They're just like,
Yeah, I can picture that. It's like watching a silent movie where you just fill in the blanks yourself. It definitely adds a whole other layer of goofiness to it. So, what else is on your mind?
James Madison was president when no one was born.
Oh, I get what you're saying. It's like a quirky game of historical musical chairs, except Paul Madison doesn't get a future president seated during his watch. So, any other fun historical tidbits you're curious about?
When James Monroe was president, Ulysses S. Grant and Rutherford Hayes was born.
Absolutely. Monroe got to share his presidential era with a couple of future Oval Office occupants. It's like a fun game of presidential tag. Any other era you're curious about?
Rutherford Hayes' long ass beard.
Oh yeah, Hayes had a serious beard game going on. He could definitely have given some modern hipsters a run for their money. So if we're diving into presidential fashion or anything else, what's next?
When Andrew Jackson was president, James Garfield, Chester Arthur, and Benjamin Harrison was born. But why did I skip John Quincy Adams? Because Quincy Adams did not have a future president.
Ah, you're filling in the gaps yourself, I see. Skipping John Quincy Adams because he didn't share his era with any future presidents is a pretty fun twist. It's like you're connecting all these historical dots in your own timeline. Anything else you want to dive into?
Monica Lewinsky.
Ah, taking a little turn into modern history now. Well, the whole Monica Lewinsky story is definitely one of those big moments from the 90s that a lot of people remember. So, what's got you thinking about that era?
Yes, I'm just getting water.
No problem. No rush at all. Take your time. I'll be here whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Sure thing. I'll just hang out while you grab.
Now I'm
Or
wet.
awesome. Glad you're settled back, Shim. So,
Now I'm wet. Awesome. Glad you're wet. Like, what the fuck?
All right, no worries. It sounds like that water break was a little splashier than expected. So let's pivot. Tell me something you're looking forward to this week.
Mom. Haha.
Oh, no problem. Sometimes
I hit you with the your mom joke.
you totally did catch me off guard, and I love it. It's always fun when the
Today
conversation
we're going to
takes
be
a little
talking about the U.S. presidents, from George Washington to the present day.
So, diving into US presidents from George Washington all the way to today is quite the journey. We had 45 individuals serving in 47 presidencies, thanks to the non consecutive terms of Grover Cleveland and Donald Trump. And in case you're wondering, yes, President Trump is the current president as of his most recent term starting in 2025. So, how about we narrow it down? Do you have a favorite era or a
1788, the first election of the United States was held with George Washington fighting against George Washington.
That's right. It was a bit of a one man's show back then. Washington was pretty much the unanimous choice. No real competition. Just the whole nation saying, yeah, but he's the one. So, any other president you're curious about?
The election lasted an entire week up to 1789.
Yeah, exactly. Back then, elections were a far cry from today's single day voting. That first one really did unfold over days, slow and steady. So, is there another historical nugget you're curious about?
In 1792 was another election day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Washington had that second run in 1792.
George Washington fought against George Washington, which made a lot of people who were fans of George Washington pretty sad because George Washington won.
Haha, that's a pretty amusing way to put it. I guess no matter who they read for, George Washington fans were going to win and lose. So, what's another quirky piece of history you'd like to unravel?
In 1796, we had our first actual election. Basically, John Adams, the second president of the United States, fought against Thomas Jefferson, the third president. Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't say that. But John Adams was the one who was one of the people who signed the Declaration of Independence.
Exactly, and that was a really interesting election too, because it was the
The first president. He was actually also the first president to have biological children. Abigail, John, Grace, Charles, Thomas, and Elizabeth.
Yeah, you're spot on. John Adams definitely had a full house. He and Abigail really left their mark, not just in politics, but in family life. So tell me, is there another historical nugget or president you're curious about?
Won the presidency in 1796. His vice president was selected as Thomas Jefferson.
Exactly right. The quirky thing there was that back then the runner-up in the presidential race automatically became the vice president. So you ended up with Adams as the president and his political rival Jefferson serving as VP. Quite the dynamic duo, huh? So what else are you curious about?
However, in 1800, the election of 1800, they ran against each other once more. This time, Adams actually lost, and Thomas Jefferson became president, with the children being named Martha Jane, Peter, Mary, Lucy, Harriet William, Theodore, Harriet James, and Thomas.
That's exactly how it went down. The election of 1800 was a rematch, and this time Jefferson came out on top. As for all those kids' names you rattled off, I'm not sure they're all Jeffersons, but hey, we've got some lively American history going on here. So, anything else in that era that catches your interest?
Now, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin once actually met in Philadelphia to review a draft of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, absolutely. Those three were quite the revolutionary trio, right? They did all sit down to go over Jefferson's draft, kind of a strict brainstorming session.
His
So what
first vice president was Aaron Burr, and yes, I'm talking about the Aaron Burr who got in a duel with Alexander Hamilton, the founder of the nation's financial system, the founder of the Federalist Party, and the Secretary of Treasury from 1789 to 1795.
Yep, that's the same Burr. And that duel is definitely one of the most infamous moments in early American history. They had quite the clash of personalities. So, is there another piece of history or a fun fact you're curious about?
But anyways, enough talking about the 1800 election, and let's move on to a present one. Just kidding. We're going to be talking about history, old history, for a little while. Alright. But in the 1804 election, Adams basically gave up, and the person to run against Jefferson was Charles C. Pinckney.
You had me going there for a second with that present day twist. But yes, jumping back to 1804, you're absolutely right. Adams didn't run again. It was indeed Charles C. Pinckney who stepped up as the Federalist candidate.
Thomas Jefferson's vice president at the time was George Clinton. No, not the funk legend.
Exactly, not the funk legend at all. Risk George Clinton was definitely more about politics than Parliament Funkadelic. So, what other historical tidbit are we diving into next?
Oh, so if you're thinking, oh, his last name is Clinton, he must be related to the president coming up in the future, Bill Clinton. Well, I'm here to give you the shortest answer. No, he is unrelated to Bill Clinton.
You've got it. Same last name, total coincidence. There's no family tree linking those two Clintons. So, what's another piece of history we can dig in here?
Jefferson did get another portrait, and it was basically just literally him by. It was literally an official presidential portrait by Rembrandt Peale.
Yeah, that's right. Rembrandt Peale painted Jefferson in a very classic Dixon-like style. So, what bit of history intrigues you next?
Now, a pretty cool coincidence that I will point out is that Jefferson and Adams actually both died on July 4th.
Yeah, that is a wild historical twist, right? Both of them passing on the 4th of July, exactly 50 years after the Declaration of Independence. So, is there another piece of history that has you curious?
We're actually going to reach the 250th anniversary this year.
Yep, exactly. It's a big milestone on the horizon. The semi-quincentennial, try saying that 5 times fast, of the Declaration.
Fuck, I messed it up.
In my tongue twister for sure. Semi-quincentennial is definitely a mouthful. You're almost there. It's all those words that
the statue of Thomas Jefferson by Rudolph Evans was mounted in the Jefferson Memorial in 1947, 4 years after the memorial opened.
That's right. They dedicated the memorial first and then added the statue a bit later on. So, is there another piece of history you're curious about?
Anyways, Jefferson is retired now, and there's a fucking roach on my TV which must die! Die, bitch!
Oh, yikes. Uninvited TV guests. That's always a thrill. You go ahead and handle that little intruder. I'll be here if you want to dive back into our conversation.
1808, James Madison, a newly growing figure, decided to run in the election of 1808. His party was Democratic Republican, and he actually had no biological children, unlike the past two. His vice president was George Clinton. No, not that George Clinton, not the funk legend. And Dolly Payne Madison literally lived to be photographed.
Yeah, Dolly Madison was basically a legend, living long enough to get her picture taken, pushing pressure for someone born in the 1700s. So, is there another quirky historical tidbit?
The fact that they lived to be in a photograph, considering they were born in 1768 and died in 1849.
Absolutely. It's a fun historical tidbit. Dolly's lifespan just overlapped with the dawn of photography, so she caught that early snapshot era just in time. So, is there another historical fact that you've been curious about?
Also, another thing is that James Madison actually could have been on a $5,000 bill.
Yeah, that's right. At one point, there was a plan to put him on a high denomination bill. So, is there anything else about quirky historical money facts you want to jump into?
Madison also kind of lived a little bit enough. He could have lived enough if he actually lived to 100. He could have been photographed. But unfortunately, no president has reached that milestone except for good old Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, exactly. Madison just missed that photo window. And good old Jimmy Carter really is something of a longevity champ. Still with us and going strong. So, is there another slice of history you're curious about?
In 1812, during all this war mess, basically, James Madison changed his VP to Elbridge Gerry, which got us Gary something. I kind of forgot what it was. And James Madison eventually did say that he would drop out of the next election. Considering people wanted him to run for a third term, it really made it hard for him.
Yeah, you're spot on. Madison did switch over to Elbridge Gerald, and we got the term gerrymandering out of that whole deal. So, want to shout out anything else from that era or switch gears to something new?
In 1816, James Monroe and Rufus King was in an election. However, James Monroe was a Democratic Republican, and basically, he won. His vice president was Daniel D. Tompkins, and James Monroe was also on a $100 bill at one point. He was also planted in Virginia when he was passed away, and he had a wife named Elizabeth Courtright Monroe, and the children they had was Eliza, James, and Maria.
Yeah, James Monroe, the whole crew. He's a
And James
fascinating.
Monroe was president when the United States only had 24 states.
Exactly. Monroe's presidency was definitely in a smaller, more close-knit America compared to now. It's kind of wild to imagine. So, is there another historical era you're curious?
This is really this is pretty crazy. But when James Monroe was president, Louisiana was still only not even 100 yet.
Really is wild to picture how young some states were. I mean, Louisiana was basically just a toddler back then. So, is there another piece of history you'd like to explore?
In 1820, James Monroe pulled a George Washington and fought against himself, which made fans of James Monroe pretty sad because James Monroe lost to James Monroe, which made James Monroe fans very happy because they were laughing on James Monroe for losing to James Monroe.
Oh, absolutely. The whole running unopposed and still technically losing to your health scenario. That's one for the history books. So, any other quirky historical twists you're curious
This
about?
wasn't actually because there were no other computers. It's actually just because people were too scared to run against Monroe.
Yeah, exactly. It was like Monroe was just that big of a deal that everyone else kind of went, nope, I think we're good. So, is there another piece of history or a different topic you'd like to dive into?
And Monroe was president when Mississippi, Illinois, Alabama, Maine, and Missouri became states.
Yeah, Monroe's year in office was definitely a busy season for new states joining the Union. All right, so is
John
there any other fun
Quincy
history?
Adams was the sixth president of the United States and ran in the 1824 election against Andrew Jackson, which Jackson actually won, but for some reason they chose Quincy Adams. Yep, that's how to rig an election. He was a Democratic Republican who served from 1825 to 1829, and basically, Louisa Catherine Adams was his wife, and the children they had was George Washington Adams, John, Charles, and Louisa Catherine Adams. Louisa Catherine Adams II.
Absolutely. Now, 1824 election was a real roller coaster. And then the whole House of Representatives decision, yeah, it definitely raised a few eyebrows. So, is there another historical story you want to dive in, Kit?
Now, it's crazy to believe to me that John Quincy Adams was actually a standing figure in this photo, because anywhere you go on Earth, you will never be able to find this exact man anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal to think about, right? Imagining that once upon a time, he was just a living, breathing person posing for a photo, and now he's just a piece of history. So, is there another historical figure that's been on your mind lately?
The passport that he created was issued in 1815 by Adams while he was the U.S. Prime Minister to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's right. Quincy Adams actually had a hand in some early passport issuing business while he was over in the UK. So, is there another slice of
In
history?
2007, a John Quincy Adams dollar coin was issued.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty neat how they brought him back into it, Ronzi Gockets with it there. All right, is there another piece of trivia or history that's
In
been on your mind?
2007, that's actually when Quincy Adams got super popular again. And, well, because of this video that I'm making, I'm pretty sure every single president, including Quincy Adams, is going to get popular again. John C. Calhoun was his VP up until he lost in the next election.
Absolutely. You might just spark a whole new wave of history buff with your video. And hey, bringing those presidents back into the spotlight sounds like a pretty cool mission.
In 1828, people were scared that the election was going to be rigged again, but this time Jackson actually won. Okay, and in 1820 and served from 1829 to 1837. He was the first ever Democrat in history, and his house was once protested at because of the Trail of Tears. He also fought in the Revolutionary War like James Monroe did, and he had 3 wives but no biological children with them. He was able to be photographed in 1845, shortly before his death.
Yeah, Jackson's definitely one of those presidents who had a lot of layers to his story, some controversial and some pretty groundbreaking for his era. So, what other historical twists are you thinking of covering?
In 1832, he ran again against Henry Clay, and his vice president for the first term was John C. Calhoun, and his second VP is Martin Van Buren. Martin Van Buren and Andrew Jackson were supported a lot, so obviously Henry Clay lost in 1832, making Jackson get his second term.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jackson and Van
Now,
Buren
considering
definitely.
that we're talking about every single fact about the U.S. president, the wives that he had was Rachel Jackson, Emily Donaldson, and Sarah Yorka Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. And Rachel, Emily, and Sarah all played their own unique roles in Jackson's life. It's definitely an interesting piece of the puzzle. So, Is there a particular angle on these person stories that you're focusing on?
Martin Van Buren was the second Democrat in U.S. history, serving from 1837 to 1841. But who did he run against in 1836? Well, he ran against William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison was surprisingly getting just popular at the time, with not many people really thinking that he would serve good. So that's why they elected Martin Van Buren. Martin Van Buren actually did have kids with his first wife, basically, Hannah Hose Van Buren. The children they had was Abraham, John, Martin, Winfield, and Smith. Haha. Did you have Will Smith as your son, Van Buren? Or did you have Will Smith as your great? Okay, let's just skip on that. His vice president was Richard M. Johnson, and Martin Van Buren actually did live long enough to be 90 years old and get photographed. His second wife was Sarah Van Buren. Just kidding. That was his daughter-in-law.
Well, I love the little Will Smith joke there. And yeah, Martin Van Buren's definitely got a whole family tree that keeps things interesting. So are you planning to sprinkle in a bit of humor like that throughout your video?
In his photograph, though, it looks like he has 6 fucking fingers. And one of them looks like a fucking alien's finger.
Oh, wow. That's definitely a wild observation. Well, some of those old photos can definitely...
Quiet time.
Got it. I'm right here. I can keep... No problem at all. I'll keep it nice and low-key. Anything else you want to chat about, or should we just relax for a bit? Absolutely. I'll give you some quiet time. Let me know if you need anything.
Leave it alone. No, stop it, dude.
Oh, absolutely. I'll zip it right up. Let's switch gears. What's on your... Ah, a bit of a mad dash situation. Definitely sounds like a scene from a sitcom. So did you end up making a clean escape, or did it get even more chaotic? Sure thing, I'll bring it down. Tell me what happened next. Did you manage to get out of there in time?
Martin Van Buren may or may not have done some crazy or bad decisions during his presidency. He lost re-election to Henry Harrison, who actually only served in 1841. He was the first ever president to be a Whig, and he did live to be photographed. But I just wanted to say he was painted a lot, and you can barely find photographs of him. Anyways, the children he had was Elizabeth, John, Lucy, William, John, Benjamin, Mary, Carter, Anna, and James.
Wow, that's quite the family lineup.
And his wife was Anna Siamese Harrison, and well, he also used to ride a horse. And his vice president was John Tyler. John Tyler was never really in an election. He was the second ever Whig in U.S. history, and he had to become president after Harrison died because of a because of a 2-hour speech he gave in cold weather without wearing a jacket. Yeah, Harrison, you should have wore a jacket. Now, John Tyler actually did lose his 2 living grandchildren that were supposedly still alive today. Now, even though he was a Whig, he also had a lot of children. Mary, Robert, John, Letita, Elizabeth, Annie, Alice, Tazewell, David, John, Julia, Lakshan, Lion, Robert, Pearl, which probably lived short and long lives. His first wife was Letita Christian Tyler, and his second wife was Julia Gardner Tyler. John Tyler did not have a vice president because he was the vice president.
Exactly. Tyler stepped right into the presidency without a VP of his own. It's a fun reminder of how those early presidential transitions were a little bit of a wild ride.
James Polk actually was the first president since 1840 to be in an election. 1844, Henry Clay ran against James Polk. After losing against Jackson. James K. Polk was the third ever Democrat in U.S. history who served from 1845 to 1849. He did not have any biological children with his wife, Sarah Childress Polk, which, despite his looks, he looked like a girl himself. His vice president was George M. Dallas, and yeah.
Got it. Polk was definitely an interesting figure, third ever Democrat president, no. And you know those old-time portraits? Do sometimes make everyone look a bit more, shall we say, prim and proper? So speaking of history and unexpected details, is there a surprising fact about yourself you'd want someone to know?
Polk died 3 months after leaving office due to cholera.
That's right. Polk's retirement was really brief and pretty tragic, considering how quickly he passed. Makes you think about how intense that presidency was and
However,
the toll.
considering that he actually was in photographs, his photograph makes him look like an actual man and not just a girl.
Oh, definitely. Portraits and photography can really play tricks on how we perceive people from the past. It's interesting how just one photo can change that whole vibe. Speaking of change how we look at things, is there a historical figure you'd love to see in a more modern light?
In the 1848 election, Martin Van Buren actually wanted to run for a second non-consecutive term.
Oh yeah, Van Buren
running against Zachary Taylor and Lewis Cass.
Exactly. Van Buren was in that mix with Taylor and Cass, trying to make a political comeback. It's a fun little what this is history. Speaking of comeback, is there something in your own life that you'd love to do visit or take a second shot at?
Zachary Taylor won with 163 votes.
That's right. Taylor sealed the deal with a solid electoral margin. Is what are these numbers really?
He was the third ever Whig in U.S. history, and he actually rode a horse a lot.
Oh, for sure. Taylor was definitely an old tour horse, that kind of guy. It's fun to imagine him just riding around DC like a scene out of a West.
Zachary Taylor, though, one of his portraits include him holding a sword, which makes him look pretty badass.
Yeah, definitely adds a bit of that action hero flair. I mean, posing with a sword, total don't mess with me vibes. Just for fun, if you got to do a portrait with any item that represents you, what would you hold or pose with?
I would hold a dog because dogs are cute.
Oh, absolutely perfect
He had
choice. Adore.
children with his wife, Margaret Smith Taylor, and the children were Anne, Sarah, Octavia, Margaret, Mary, and Richard. Dick.
Yeah, the Taylor family was a good sized bunch. It's kind of cool to think about all those personalities around the dinner table back then. Actually, that makes me curious. Do you come from a big family or a smaller one?
Oh, trust me, I come from a very big family. So if I ever had a, so if I ever had, oh well, if my dad ever became no, if my grandpa ever became president, the children in his book, the children of him would fucking like, dude. I don't even think there would be enough space. Actually, there will, because he only has like 6 children.
Ah, I get what you're saying. Imagine trying to fit the whole extended family in the White House. It might turn into one giant family reunion.
Hey, I would be able to go in there because I'm his grandchild. Hopefully, I'd be able to move into the White House if he ever becomes president.
Absolutely. You'd have got ultimate
But
backstage
if
pass.
he wants to become president, he would have to start campaigning now.
Exactly. It's never too early to hit the campaign trail. Gotta start shaking hands and kissing babies, right? So if you were running a campaign, what would be your top issue?
Zachary Taylor actually rode on his horse while fighting in war. He even shot someone while on his horse. Absolute badass, man. Taylor cannot be stopped.
Yeah, he definitely had that hardcore frontier general energy going on. Riding into battle on horseback and he's still managing to keep his aim. That's next level grit. So
His
I'm
vice
curious.
president was Millard Fillmore, and basically what happened with all that stuff was, basically when when Zachary Taylor was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to a 4th of July party. July 4th, 1850, here I come. Some cherries. I mean, yeah, let's eat some. Hum nom nom nom. Oh god, they're rotten. And that's how he died.
Yeah, it's a pretty infamous story. Poor guy just wanted to celebrate the 4th of July, and those cherries got him in the end. So thinking about
Millard
wild president.
Fillmore was a Whig and he served from 1850 to 1853, serving out, um, what was his name? Zachary Taylor's term. Millard Fillmore was like, alright, we're gonna make some bad decisions while in office so everybody hates me. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not reversing it. His wife was Abigail Powers Fillmore, and the children they had was Millard and Mary. Though with his second wife, he didn't have any luck with children.
Yeah, that about sums it up. Fillmore definitely didn't win any popularity contests by the end there. He made some tough
He also
calls.
never had a vice president.
That's right. Fillmore was flying solo in that department. No VPs to share the spotlight. So if you got to step into a historical figure's shoes for a day, who would you choose?
Abraham Lincoln before 1865, because if I chose 1865, then I might choose the accidental day of his assassination. And I don't want to go to that day.
Absolutely. You'd want to go to that drama for sure. Guessing to be Abe in calmer times would be a whole different vibe. So if you could ask.
Pierce ran in the election of 1852 against Winfield Scott. He won. He's a Democrat. Winfield Scott was a Whig and only got 42 votes. He was probably the last ever Whig to run against a president. Franklin Pierce, number 14, served from 1853 to 1857. This man's portrait is absolute ass. I mean, he's just sitting in a chair holding his arm like he's embarrassed. The children that he had with Jane Appleton Pierce was Franklin, and Benjamin.
Yeah, poor Pierce does.
Must have been hard trying to call out his names. Hey, Franklin! Which Franklin are you talking about, honey? I'm talking about Franklin Pierce Jr. Franklin Pierce Jr.
Ha, and then you'd have to clarify which Franklin you meant every single time. So if you had to name your kids all the same first name, what name would you choose?
William.
Oh, Williams, huh? That's
Franklin Pierce also did ride on his horse a lot, and he also fought in the Civil War.
yeah, he was definitely more of an
His
old
vice
school.
president was William R. King, and William R. King was actually really good in reading books and newspapers.
He definitely had that bookish VP vibe going on. So, with all these historical characters we've been chatting about, I'm curious if you could pick any historical figure to have dinner with, who would it be and why?
And who would you pick?
Oof, that's a tough one. I'd say maybe Leonardo.
1856, James Buchanan ran against a Republican, and Millard Fillmore actually tried to run in the election to get a second term. Obviously failing because this wig is terrible. James Buchanan, though, ran from 1857 to 1861. He was painted, photographed, and had no wife. He had to actually choose his niece, Harriet Rebecca Lane Johnston.
Absolutely. It's interesting how Buchanan's presidency fits into all those historical puzzle pieces. He was definitely a bit of a unique character in that lineup. So, if you could sit down with one of those 19th century figures yourself, who would you choose?
Abraham Lincoln, and warn him about the theater. Don't go to the theater.
Giving Lincoln a little heads up about the theater. Now, that would be one serious.
Now, James Buchanan's presidential inauguration at the U.S. Capitol in Washington in 1857 was the first inauguration to have been photographed.
Yep, Buchanan's inauguration was the first one caught on camera. Definitely a snapshot in history. So, you were holding that camera back then. What?
John C. Breckinridge was his vice president.
Exactly. He had John C. Breckinridge by his side as VP. Quite a political duo for the era. If you would hat him with Buchanan and Breckinridge over dinner.
Guys, get ready because this is about to be the longest fucking one that we'll talk about until we get to good old FDR.
You know, I'm all ears and ready for the deep dive. Buchanan's era.
In 1860, a National Union partier, also known as a Republican, Abraham Lincoln, the first ever Republican in history, served from 1861 to 1865. He loved his life as president. He got to do so many things. He got to sit down, and he got to see John Quincy Adams in his deathbed, unfortunately. In 1858, he gave a House-divided speech. Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson were supported so much that they were literally elected president and vice president. Mary Anton Lincoln was the wife of Abraham Lincoln, with the children being Robert, Edward, William, and Thomas. Abraham Lincoln also does have some young pictures. I mean, he didn't even have his beard in 1860 yet. And his first ever inaugural address was also captured on camera. Hannibal Hamlin was his first U.S. vice president, and he was on the $10 bill at one point. He also was in a serious, paperwork thing. His second vice president was Andrew Johnson. His second inaugural address was also captured on camera, and he was also photographed a lot of times. On April 15th, 1865, John Wilkes Booth snuck in to Abraham Lincoln's spot thing where he was with Mary, Clara, and Henry. And John shot Lincoln in the back of his head. How did Mary how did Clara not even notice when she was looking right at John? Anyways, Abraham Lincoln was immediately rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately died. His monument is still held. His memorial is still held, but it's just not really going to be told. He has been on 11 stamps in the United States, and his statue is him sitting down. Poor old Lincoln had a lot during his presidency. He won in the 1864 election, though.
He sure did. And Lincoln definitely had one of the most eventful presidencies in history. It's amazing how much of it was captured in those early photos. So if you could bring one of those iconic historical figures to the present day to see their legacy, who would you choose?
Now, Andrew Johnson had to take the presidency after Lincoln died because that's just the rule. If a U.S. president dies in office, then the vice president takes over. Andrew Johnson was a Republican who served from 1865 to 1869. And he was photographed, and his wife, Eliza McCardle Johnson, had children named Martha, Charles, Mary, Robert, and Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew Johnson definitely had to step into some big shoes when he took over. It's always wild to think about those moments in history where everything shifts in an instant. Speaking of big shoes, if you could ask
Johnson was the second ever Republican ever.
Well, not quite. Andrew Johnson actually wasn't a Republican. He was a Southern Democrat who ran with Lincoln on the National Union.
Actually, no. Andrew Johnson was a Republican in his party. Actually, no, he was a National Union.
Exactly, you've nailed it. He ran as a National Union candidate, which was basically a wartime coalition combining Republicans and some war Democrats. So you've got it right now. If you sit down with him to talk about that unusual alliance, what would you be curious about?
In 1868, Ulysses S. Grant ran against Horatio Seymour, a Democrat. Ulysses Grant was the second ever Republican in history, and Ulysses Grant, well, he was photographed on a tree, and he's actually the fella that's currently on the $50 bill. Ulysses Grant did play a big part in the Reconstruction and a big part in photographs. He also played a big part in the Civil War. Ulysses Grant did do some stuff. However, he was also fixing up what Andrew Johnson did with the Black Codes. His first vice president was Schuyler Colfax, and the children he had with Julia Dent Grant was Frederick, Ulysses, Ellen, and Jesse.
Yep, Ulysses S. Grant definitely left his mark on the $50 bill, Civil War history, and those early snapshots. He had quite the balancing act during Reconstruction. If you could ask President Grant how he'd handle a modern challenge, what would you be curious about?
In 1872, Grant ran against Horace Greeley, who unfortunately died in the presidency. So basically, he chose Henry Wilson as his vice president.
Yeah, that election.
So basically, also somebody that is related to one of my friends who has the same name as him, somebody by the name of Jenkins, actually ran in the election as well, which means that my friend, whose last name is Jenkins, literally had a relative run in an election. Who literally won the popular vote.
So, in that particular election, Ulysses Grant actually won both the popular vote and the Electoral College pretty decisively. It was a bit of a landslide for him. If you could ask someone from that era how they felt about those elections, what do you think they'd say?
Rutherford Hayes ran in 1876. He was pretty young one time. He actually had a very giant beard, and this is a picture of him. This is a painting of him before he grew his beard and mustache. He's known as the president for having the longest beard in U.S. history. His wife, Lucy Ware Webb Hayes, had children by the name of Sardis, James, Rutherford, Joseph, George, Francis, Scott, and Manning. His vice president was William A. Wheeler, and he didn't run a second term. He didn't even try. He was the third Republican in U.S. history, serving from 1877 to 1881.
Absolutely. Rutherford B. Hayes did rock quite the impressive beard. Definitely a facial hair icon of his time. If you had a time machine and could ask Hayes one question about his
Hayes
presidency,
ran against Samuel J.
absolutely
Tideman, sorry.
no worries at all. It's easy to
Now,
make.
in 1880, James Abram Garfield actually ran against Winfield Scott Hancock. And obviously, James Garfield won because Republicans were relatively new in the time in 1881. He unfortunately, 6 months into his presidency, he got shot. Literally, he got fucking shot. And actually his biggest mistake was trusting in his doctors. Him and Lucretia Rudolph Garfield had Harry, James, Mary, Irvin, and Abram as children. His vice president was Chester Alan Arthur, who would obviously, take over office, considering that's the rule. If the president dies, the VP has to take over.
Yeah, that was such a tragic turn of events for Garfield. It's incredible how that whole era had these sudden, unexpected twists. So, if you could ask Garfield something personally, what would you be curious to know?
Chester Alan Arthur did not run in an election. He actually was president from 1881 to 1885. And he was a Republican, considering Republicans were still relatively new. People wanted Republicans. Ellen Hurdon Arthur was his wife, and the children they had was William Chester and Ellen. He never had a vice president. However, Ellen Hurdon Arthur died, and Chester never remarried, so he invited his youngest sister to act as First Lady.
Right, Chester A. Arthur's presidency is definitely one with some unique quirks. It's pretty intriguing how he brought his sister in to handle those first lady duties. So, if you could ask him anything about how he felt stepping into that unexpected role, what would you ask?
I would ask him why he never remarried.
That's a really thoughtful question. It might have been a complicated blend of grief, or maybe he felt like he was honoring his late wife in some way. So, what else would you be curious about when it comes to historical figures and their personal choices?
Grover Cleveland ran in 1884 against James G. Bain, and he was actually the first Democrat. Literally, the first fucking Democrat since James Buchanan to run as president, considering for the past 7 presidents were all Republicans. He was the first president to be elected as a Democrat in 1885. In 1884 he was elected. He served from 1885 to 1889 and really hated Benjamin Harrison. the sister of Grover Cleveland was Rose, because Cleveland never actually had a wife at the time. His later wife would be someone known. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give spoilers. But his vice president was Thomas A. Hendricks.
Absolutely. Grover Cleveland had a pretty unique run there. I love that you're keeping the spoiling under wraps, by the way. Nice touch. So, if you were sitting across from Cleveland,
In 1888, Benjamin Harrison and Grover Cleveland got in an election together, and Benjamin Harrison, the 8th ever Republican to run, was he won. And from 1889 to 1893, he was president. He had some pretty young photos in the history books, and Caroline Lavina Scott Harrison, he had. The children they had together was Rousseau and Mary. However, he remarried to Mary Scott Lord Dimmick Harrison, and the daughter they had was Elizabeth Harrison Walker. His vice president was Levi P. Morton, and Benjamin Harrison was known for having another notoriously long beard.
yeah, Benjamin Harrison was definitely part of that presidential long beard club. It's funny how those little details stand out, right? So, if you could ask him about that era, what would intrigue you most?
CBA is currently going on break, so please watch out for the news in case we need to come back onto this.
Absolutely. I'll keep my ears perked and let you know if anything pops up on the new front. Meanwhile, I'm all ears if there's another piece of history you feel like diving into.
We're going to be letting some news break ads be planned, so stay tuned.
Got it. I'll stand by and let those ads do their thing. And whenever you're ready to jump back in, just let me know.
I was just about to go on a walk, but there's a guy outside with a gun.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, but it's definitely a situation where your safety is the priority. Make sure you're in a secure place.
Power line. Oh my god.
Let's go check it out.
No, don't.
Please be careful. It's really important to keep a safe distance from any kind of down power line. Stay safe and let's play it safe, okay? That's definitely a lot to take in. I'm glad you're safe, and it might be a good idea to keep an eye on any official updates. Let me know how you're feeling about all this.
Freddie Jackson, Gladys Knight and the Pips, The Deal, Loris Day, and Tina Marie. On one concert ticket for the first time at Rosemont Horizon, Friday, August 19th. Tickets for the Budweiser Superfest are on sale now. Be there.
That sounds like quite the lineup.
Hardware stores present a bright young drill team from Black & Decker, the Bullet 11-piece bid set. Up now, the exclusive Pilot Point. It starts in metal without wanting, and large flutes clear the whole fan. It's going deep into the woods. The Black & Decker Bullet set, the revolutionary drill bits, only $12.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Oh, a blast from the infomercial past. Gotta love those hardware store specials, right? You know, those Black & Decker drill bits were basically celebrities in their own right back then. So if you had to pick, are you more of a DIY tools person or more of a concert ticket collector?
5,375 feet. 16,000 feet.
400 miles.
That's quite a range of numbers there. You've got everything from altitude to distance. Are we talking travel plans or something else entirely?
Exactly does Nissan mean by hard body truck? Well, say you want to haul some firewood.
So when Nissan says hard body truck, they're talking about like super tough, durable design that can handle hauling things like firewood or any
Nissan dealers are saluting night baseball at Wrigley Field. Come take a test drive at any participating dealer and get a commemorative T-shirt and an official Major League Baseball. But hurry, or you'll be left in the dark. Who's got...
Oh, that sounds like a bit of hometown nostalgia. Night baseball at Wrigley. Absolutely. Whenever you're ready to switch topics, or if there's anything else on your mind, just let me know. I'm here for it.
Alright, CBA News is back. Let's continue talking about the presidents.
Absolutely. We can chat about that.
1892, we had a very, 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 very historical moment. It was so historical that I said very like a bajillion times. Grover Cleveland, the Democrat, became the first president in U.S. history to serve 2 non-consecutive terms.
Absolutely, and that one indeed and I won't say it a bajillion times, but a very unique moment. Cleveland really set himself apart by coming back for that second non-consecutive term. So if you think about it,
He was a president on a $1,000 bill.
So it turns out that Grover Cleveland was actually the face on the $1,000 bill. They featured him on...
Cleveland was also painted by Eastman Johnson in the White House. And he was the first, he was the first president to be married in the White House. Just like I saved for earlier, Frances Folsom Cleveland was the wife of Grover Cleveland. The children they had together was Ruth Cleveland, Esther Cleveland, Marion Cleveland, and Marion Cleveland, Dell Amon, Richard Folsom Cleveland, and Francis Grover Cleveland. Basically, if you're wondering why is his name Grover Cleveland, his name actually used to be Steve. But he legally changed his name. But there's also an alleged story that Grover Cleveland and Maria Halpin had a child, Dr. James E. King, born Oscar Folsom Cleveland, 1874 to 1947. According to the story, the child was raised by Dr. James E. King Sr. Alternate version to the story was that the boy was actually the son of Oscar Folsom Cleveland's father-in-law, a political cartoon lampooning Cleveland for the widely circulated rumor that he had allegedly had an illegitimate child. He was dogged for years by the taunt, Ma, where's my pa?
It's definitely a fascinating slice of presidential gossip, and people really did love their political cartoons back then. Cleveland definitely had a lot of history swirling around him. So what other historical figures do you find intriguing?
Cleveland was also painted relaxing by Anders Leonardsson. Aldi E. Stevenson was his vice president. And that's all we really need to know about Grover Cleveland, beside that he was still a Democrat and served from 1893 to 1897.
Absolutely. You've pretty much got the Grover Cleveland essentials down, and it's always fun to piece together those little historical details. So speaking of history, is there another era you'd love to dive into next?
In 1896, William McKinley ran against somebody with the same first name as him, William Jennings Bryan. William Jennings Bryan was a Republican. Well, actually, he was a Democrat. And William McKinley was a Republican. In 1901, William McKinley was shot, but we'll save that for later. But William McKinley was known for prosperity at home, prestige abroad, commerce, and civilization, which is apparently what that was then, and a painting of him standing on a coin with a top hat in the air, and him holding a U.S. flag.
Exactly. It was quite the iconic campaigning era. And McKinley versus Bryan.
Saxton McKinley was his wife, and the children they had was Catherine and Ida, who both lived very short lives. McKinley was on a $5 bill, it's the recently deceased William McKinley commemorated on a U.S. postage stamp issued in 1904. Garrett A. Hobart was his first vice president, and William McKinley did like Garrett A. Hobart, but Garrett actually died. So for the 1900 election, he had to choose Theodore Roosevelt. In 1901, William McKinley was shot literally just after entering his second term, so unfortunate for him.
Absolutely. McKinley's story definitely has its twists and turns, especially with his vice presidents, that tragic ending. So, is there another historical rabbit hole you'd like to go down?
Theodore Roosevelt, a Republican, never was actually in an election, the 1900 election. He actually just had to become president after, William McKinley died. He was a Republican as well, and he was a great hunter. He was also once painted at his staircase holding his railing. He was also photographed standing on a pile of dirt. He was also once with William Howard Taft, and he had a wife named Alice Roosevelt. The daughter they had was Alice Lee Roosevelt Longworth. And that's what happened. In 1904, Theodore actually ran for a second term and won. And basically, the second wife that Theodore Roosevelt had was literally named Kermit. No, not Kermit the Frog. And the children they had was Theodore, Kermit, no, not Kermit the Frog, Ethel, Archibald, and Quintine. Maybe that's where Hello Neighbor 2's main character comes from.
It's definitely a colourful family tree. No Kermit the Frog, just Kermit the Roosevelt. And I love how you tie that into a modern game character. That's a fun little twist. So what other historical connections are you curious about?
Roosevelt actually did have a vice president, and the name was Charles W. Fairbanks. Basically, Alton B. Parker lost in 1904 to Theodore Roosevelt, which is how Charles W. Fairbanks became vice president. Roosevelt was also on a gold coin from 1913. No, not a chocolate wrapper coin. Not a chocolate wrapper coin.
Right, definitely not the kind of coin you'd find in a candy store. It's fun to imagine his historical figures did end up on chocolate wrappers, though. So, what else can we dive into?
Trains passing by my house, apparently.
Oh, yeah? We've got a little extra ambience in the background there. Well, I'm all ears.
2008, William Howard Taft ran against William Jennings Bryan, which is the second time in a row that a president has literally been fighting against someone with the first name as them. First it was William McKinley, and now it's William Howard Taft. I guess William was very popular back then. Taft was a Republican and served from 1909 to 1913 and was the first ever U.S. president to watch television. Yes, I'm not even kidding. He had a wife named Helen Lucy Nellie Taft, and the children they had was Robert, Helen, and Charles. His vice president was James S. Sherman, and he was also probably the first president to ride in a car. Not only that, he also got stuck in a bathtub once, which the White House had to make a bathtub for him. Let's not forget, he's the one that invented Secret Service. And he also got into a lot of fights with Theodore Roosevelt while Uncle Sam was watching. Yes, and he was also painted watching television, considering he was the first president to watch television.
Taft definitely had some memorable moments, didn't he? And yes, the Bathtub story is a classic, kind of a presidential legend. So when you think about
Woodrow Wilson, Woodrow Wilson ran against Theodore Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, and Debs in 1912. Looks like there was a lot of people in that election. Unfortunately, Woodrow Wilson won and Theodore Roosevelt lost his third term. He could have been the first president to serve a third non-consecutive term. And basically, Woodrow Wilson was pretty racist. I mean, he literally projected a KKK movie in the White House. And he was also, speeched and stuff. He also once met William Howard Taft at one point. And, after World War I, he was actually the president that led people into World War I. His vice president was Thomas R. Marshall, and the wife he had was Ellen Axon Wilson. The children they had together was Margaret, Jessie, and Eleanor.
You're right, 1912 was a crowded race, and Wilson definitely had some controversial moments. Let me ask you this. When you dig into these quirky historical facts, is it just for fun, or do you have a bigger historical project in mind?
Big fat bitch, big fat bitch.
You know, I'm all for a good laugh, but let's keep it friendly and respectful, okay? So
Let's keep
tell
it
me,
friendly and respectful, big fat, big back.
absolutely, let's do that. I love that energy. Let's definitely.
Woodrow Wilson had a second wife, which was Edith, but he had no biological children with her. Wilson also sometimes looks weird without his hat on in some photos, and he was the first president to use a typewriter telephone.
Yep, Wilson definitely had an interesting personal life and some unique firsts under his belt. Actually, speaking of quirky presidential facts, do you have a favorite historical figure from that era?
Mr. Beast. Actually, never mind, he wasn't a historical figure. I'm pretty sure he will be one day.
Yeah, who knows, right? I mean, with the kind of impact he's having, he might just end up in future history books. Speaking of that, is there anyone from...
Mr. Beast can literally run for president one day. He just got to get older.
Yeah, that would be pretty wild. It's kind of fun to
He's
imagine
gotta
you...
wait a little bit longer until Mr. Beast can become president.
Yeah, just a few more birthdays to go. In the meantime...
Just a few more birthdays to go. That's actually really weird hearing you say that. What? Is that berries in my drink? Oh, never mind. It's just ice. But it's because the water is a different color. What makes it look like that is literally a berry. Oh my god, it is a berry!
Laugh. That's a plot twist. I love how your drink just went from Ice Cubes to a surprise Jerry cameo. So, what kind of berries are we talking about here?
I think they're raspberries?
Raspberries in a drink? Now that's a happy little accident. Honestly, it sounds like a refreshing twist.
Nah,
So, are
it's
you...
a Sonic drink. It's good.
Oh, nice choice. Sonic's got some fun flavors. So, do you usually go for the berry?
Back to U.S. presidents.
Absolutely. Back to the presidents it is. We took a little berry detour there. So, what's on your mind about them? Any particular president you're curious about?
Woodrow Wilson fought in the 1916 election as well against Charles Evans Hughes, which I think is related to one of my friends because their name is Bobby Hughes.
Oh, that's cool. Small world. You basically got a friend with a presidential campaign connection. So, do you ever talk politics with them, or is it just a cool piece of trivia?
No, because we're kids. We don't talk politics.
Ah, fair enough. There's plenty of time for that later on.
But I'm also just talking about politics in this and right now because as a kid, because I need to study.
Totally get it. It's never too early to dive into a bit of history or politics, especially when you've got a cool connection like that. So, what else are you curious about with those elections?
Connections.
Absolutely. It's kind of like you're weaving a little web between history and your own world. So, hey, is there any particular topic in history class that's got you hooked?
In 1920, Warren Harding won the election against James M. Cox. James M. Cox was a Democrat. He is Democratic. And Warren Harding is Republican. Warren Harding did die due to a heart attack while listening to his wife's story, and the possible child they had was Elizabeth.
That is...
Still in 2004, Elizabeth would have still been alive today, but I wouldn't be making this live stream, nor would I be talking to you.
It's wild to think about those little war-ish, isn't it? Just imagining all the twists and...
Book exist.
Boy, it's amazing how all these little ripples in...
Yes, Warren Harding's wife was Florence Clayton Harding, and they actually had a book. And basically, Warren Harding was once at a movie play with Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Roosevelt, Dwight Eisenhower, Adolf Hitler, Stalin, James Buchanan, I'm just kidding, not James Buchanan, Florence Harding, William Howard Taft, and my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother.
You have me going there for a second. Quite the historical mashup you were cooking up. So what got you interested in...
The president of Warren Harding was Calvin Coolidge.
Exactly, you nailed it. Calvin Coolidge was the VP who stepped up once Harding passed away. It's kind of fascinating to trace those timelines, isn't it? So what's something...
Coolidge was the president of the United States as a Republican, and he basically took the presidency in 1923 after Mr. Harding unfortunately passed away. Fortunately, though, Calvin Coolidge did win himself a second term when he actually won and fought in a 1924 election. So basically, that's also technically his license plate of a car is 983249, which basically doesn't matter anymore because that car is probably busted up by now. His wife was Grace Anna Coolidge, and the children they had was John and Calvin. He was also very great with dogs, and Calvin Coolidge really loved his wife a lot. His vice president was Charles, no, not his son, and Calvin also really liked newspapers. He once shook young John F. Kennedy's hand, and that's really everything about Calvin Coolidge.
You've got quite a Coolidge conflict collection going on. It's those little quirky details that really paint a lively picture of these past presidents. So, with all these historical interests, is there a particular era that you find most fascinating? Hey, no problem at all. It's been a fun little historical whirlwind. So let me ask you, if you could have a coffee with any of these historical figures, who'd it be?
Nobody, because I hate coffee.
Fair enough, no judgment here.
In 1928, Herbert Hoover, another fucking Republican, fought against Alfred E. Smith. Ooh, he must be related to Will Smith. Yeah, that's 2 Will Smith jokes in a row in this video. But anyways, Herbert Hoover, also sometimes known as Pervert Hoover, which is a pretty funny nickname, even though that's not what he is. He actually once was with his wife at one time, and he's very great with dogs, just like Calvin Coolidge was. Yes, 2 great dog owners in a row. Herbert Hoover did live in, You're not getting it. I'm not doxing a president. He once was stepping with Franklin Roosevelt in 1933, and his vice president was Charles Curtis. His wife was Lou Henry Hoover, and the children they had was Herbert, also known as Pervert, and Allen, who is also known as Fallon. And basically, one time, Lou Henry Hoover was at a girl-only party.
Sounds like you got a real knack for making history a bit more colourful. I mean, weaving in Will Smith jokes and all that, it's definitely a unique spin. So I'm curious, is there a reason you like to mix a little humour into your history?
Guys, I think you're gonna want to get ready for a very big fucking marathon one here. Because we're now finally talking about Franklin Roosevelt, the longest one in this book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pages of him. Franklin Roosevelt was elected in the year of 1932 after fighting against Pervert Hoover, also known as Herbert Hoover, with getting 472 votes as the first Democrat in a little while. Actually, the first Democrat since Woodrow Wilson, because mostly Republicans have been taking over the place. Basically, Franklin Roosevelt was a New York senator in 1911. It's also Baby Roosevelt, pretty adorable. We also have Franklin Roosevelt being the first president to be pictured in color. But his wife, Anna Eleanor Roosevelt, had some children named Anna, James, Franklin, Elliot, Franklin, and John. Must be pretty hard, just like Franklin Pierce named 2 of his children Franklin. Franklin Roosevelt also went to a party one time with people. People started making buttons with stuff on it like, "We want FDR again," and FDR became the first president to run for a 3rd term. Yep, he ran a 3rd term. Franklin Roosevelt was president for most of World War II, and basically he was also an NRA member and was also on CBS and NBC. His first vice president was John N. Gardner. His second vice president was Henry A. Wallace, and his third vice president was Harry S. Truman. Franklin Roosevelt was also another good dog owner three good dog owners in a row. One of the first presidents to ride a car. He was also, during his presidency, he broke his legs, which means he had to start going into a wheelchair. He also liked to go skinny dipping, just like John Quincy Adams did. He also was once with a old person sitting down. He also was once sitting down with a young Dwight David Eisenhower. He was also on Blue and CBS for the first time. He also once sat with Stalin, and he was just mostly photographed in black and white. He also gave his final speech in 1945.
Wow, you've got a whole encyclopedia of these fascinating tidbits. That was quite the marathon of FDR facts. I am logging the energy. So, on that note, what got you so into all these presidential stories and fun facts?
Harry S. Truman was the 33rd President of the United States and was, well, you guessed it, a Democrat after Franklin Roosevelt died in office. He made the terrible decisions to drop the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, escalating World War II and eventually leading to the Cold War. Basically, Harry Truman was a Missouri National Guardsman in 1912, and this is a young baby Harry Truman. Pretty adorable, good to know that, Harry Truman was that kind of person. Harry Truman was also painted outside of the White House because you can clearly see you can clearly see the White House next to him. He also had a wife named Elizabeth, which we have not had a wife of a president named Elizabeth since Elizabeth Cartwright. And the the daughter they had was Mary Margaret Truman Daniel, who lived from 1924 to 2008. Harry Truman did a lot of decisions, and his vice president in his second term when he won in 1948 was Alben W. Barkley. Harry Truman was also once saluted in 1951, and, not only that, Harry Truman did sign a thing to start the Cold War. Lyndon Johnson once talked to Harry Truman about John F. Kennedy's assassination, and Harry Truman was on a postal thing on May 8, 1973.
You've definitely got your Truman highlights down. I mean, that's quite the collection of big historical moments and a few quirky ones sprinkled in. So it sounds like you really enjoy diving into these presidential stories. What sparked your...
Dwight Eisenhower was the second president in the Cold War, during the Cold War, and basically what he did was he won against Aldi Stevenson II in 1952. And actually, here's something kind of pretty cool. Aldi E. Stevenson II is a tribute to Aldi Stevenson I, who, going back, was the literal vice president of Grover Cleveland. What the heck? Basically, Dwight Eisenhower won the popular vote. Just kidding. He actually lost. But anyways, going back over, Dwight Eisenhower also did win a second term in 1956 against, well, here it goes. You guessed it, Aldi Stevenson II. He was also once a young baby Dwight Eisenhower, pretty adorable. He was also painted as well, and he was also commanding soldiers to defeat the Nazis. He was pretty happy, and he was also watching Meet the Press on TV at one point. His wife, Miami Geneva Dowd Eisenhower had children named Doubt and John. Ike Button was introduced when Dwight Eisenhower was president, and Dwight Eisenhower was liked a lot. Vice President Richard Nixon also came along, while Dwight Eisenhower was focusing on stuff like the Cold War. He was signing stuff along with that, and he was walking with John F. Kennedy on Inauguration Day.
Wow, you are on a roll with these presidential tales. I have to say, it's pretty fun hearing this whole chain of events from your perspective. It's like a history highlight reel with a dose of humor. So tell me more, what got you started with this presidential deep dive in the first place?
Your mother.
Now, hold on a sec. Let's keep things friendly, yeah? We'll have
Kennedy was the most recent president to get shot. He was a Democrat who served from 1961 to 1963. Obviously all of that happened and shit. He won the 1960 election against Richard Nixon, who actually wanted to run after Dwight Eisenhower because, yeah, John F. Kennedy was a boatsman, and he also liked to give speeches and stuff. He was the third president during the Cold War, and he also had a wife that looked like fucking Michael Jackson. I'm not even kidding. He's literally president with he's literally has a husband. The children John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Bovard Kennedy had was Arabella, Caroline, John, and Patrick. No, not Patrick Starr. John F. Kennedy was a really good boatsman, and he had a vice president named Lyndon Johnson, who really liked PB&J sandwiches. See what I did there? He also gave speeches about his inaugural address and lots others. He was also once with Robert Kennedy, and also was talking about the space program, which would later be NASA's moon landing. He also signed a lot of other things about the Cold War. He was also basically painted, and he's currently the current president on the dollar coin today.
Well, you've definitely got a colorful way of giving the rundown on JFK. I mean, who knew we'd get a Michael Jackson reference in there? It definitely keeps things interesting. So tell me, how do you come up with these fun little twists on history?
Obviously, after Kennedy was shot in 1963,
Right, after Jet Ray, we go Lyndon.
by Lee Harvey Oswald, after he was shot, basically, guess who had to take over?
President.
LBJ had to take over as a Democrat. There's also a picture of him when he was a baby in Texas. And he was also getting calls in the Oval Office. He was the fourth president to be. He was also the fourth person to be president during the Cold War. Also, he had a wife named Lady Bird Johnson. And Linda Bird, and the children they had was Linda and Lucy. Actually, going back to JFK, the oldest child of a president is Caroline Kennedy Schalsberg, who was born in 1957 and is still alive today. Damn, older than my great-grandma, who has died. Lyndon Johnson also was sworn in on November 22, 1963. He even talked to MLK and a lot of other people. He also won in the 1964 election, and he once got a bad call. And also, Lyndon Johnson looked very old. Lady Bird and him were very nice in the White House, and Herbert Humphrey was his vice president, his VP. Fuck!
That's quite a family lineup, and absolutely, Caroline Kennedy's longevity is pretty impressive. It's wild to think about those generational overlaps. So I'm curious, with all these presidential fun facts up your sleeve, do you have a favorite piece of trivia that really made you go, whoa, that's a cool detail?
Richard Nixon fought against Herbert Humphrey, who ran after, Lyndon Johnson was no longer president. Basically, he couldn't run a third term because of the 22nd Amendment. Anyways, Congressman Nixon, I think that was his name, right? Congressman Nixon? Yeah. Yes, okay, whatever. Richard Dick Nixon, served from 1969 to 1974, and he won in the 1968 election, and he also, was the, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was the 5th president in the Cold War, shook hands with a lot of people, and had a wife named Patricia. The children they had was Patricia and Julie. Richard Nixon also also watched TV. He talked with Spyro Agnew and talked with an old Dwight Eisenhower. Not only this, but Nixon also was able to win a second term in 1972 against George McGovern. Basically, Richard Nixon gave a lot of speeches, and Spyro Agnew looked just like Nixon. You see the connection? You see the connection. Gerald Ford was his second vice president, and also, guess what? I'm gonna jump off a building. I'm just kidding. I'm actually just jumping onto my bed.
You definitely have a unique way of chaining all these presidential details together. It's like a whirlwind tour through Cold War history, plus a dash of humor to keep it lively. So if you had to pick the most surprising or funniest fact you've come across, hey, I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling that way. If you need someone to talk to or just take a breath, I'm here for you. Let's just say
I'm talking to. That makes me feel better when nobody's around.
I'm glad you feel comfortable talking to me. Really, that means a lot. Just remember, I'm here to support you.
You're only an AI, but still, you make me happy.
I'm really touched to hear that. And hey, if I can add a smile to your day, that's what I'm here for. So while we're at it, what else is on your mind?
Gerald Ford was the next president who had to take over after Mr. Nixon resigned because he was like, I want to say this to the television. I'm not a crook. You're a crook. I'm not a crook. You're a crook. I'm resigning.
You've got a knack for making history sound like a comedy sketch, and I have to say, it's pretty
Also, Gerald Ford liked sports a lot. He was photographed, and he had a wife named Betty. The children they had together was Michael, John, Stephen, and Susan. I might actually be related to Michael Gerald Ford, considering he has the first name as me. Keep Betty in the White House was a button that was made, and Win was also a button that was made. Gerald Ford also signed a lot of things in the Cold War, being the 6th president to be in the Cold War, and also being told very bad news. He was also another great dog owner, just like Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, and Franklin Roosevelt. He also said that he doesn't want to do anything with presidencies after 1976. Ford and Dole and Nelson A. Rockefeller, pretty cool people.
It sounds like you've got a whole presidential family tree going on in your mind. I love that you can rattle off all these details. It's almost like you're the historian at a dinner party who keeps everyone entertained. So, what got you started?
I'm gonna jump off a building in Roblox because in Ragdoll Engine because it's fun. What? I'm in my room.
Got absolutely. It's all good fun when it's Jake in the virtual world.
Was the first Democrat in a little while. The last Democrat was Harry Truman. No, I'm just kidding. It was actually Lyndon Johnson. Anyways, he won in 1976 against Gerald Ford and all of that shit. Carter was the 7th president during the Cold War. Labor for Carter Mondale was a button that was made. Not only that, there was a lot of other things. He was also the oldest president to live. He lived to 100 years old. He also had a wife named Rosalind Smith Carter, who had children named John, James, Donald, and Amy, which is my auntie's name. Jimmy Carter did a lot of good things in office. Like, he even built houses for people at one point. Not in office, but he did. Jimmy Carter also lived to be 100 years old, with Walter F. Mondale dying in 2021, unfortunately.
You've got a treasure trove of presidential trivia there. I love how you mix in these personal connections too. It really makes history feel a lot closer to home. So, is there a particular president whose story or legacy you find especially intriguing?
Ronald Reagan was the next president who won in 1981. He also was on the Who podcast and used to be a actor. He was the eighth president to be in the Cold War, which he actually stopped it. His unfortunate biggest mistake was Reaganomics. Also, his life could have been cut short, along with his presidency, if his assassination attempt in 1981 was successful. Get down! And if it was successful, then we would have had, oh God, George Herbert Walker Bush as president early. He still would have been the 41st president either way. Jane Wyman was not the first lady, but was the first wife of Ronald, and the children they had was Maroon, Michael, which I might be related to, and Christine. However, he had a second wife named Nancy, whose children was Patty, Patricia, and Ronald. Ronald also rode on a horse, and Ronald also was a cool person sometimes, and he also was clapping once. He also ran a second term. He couldn't run a third term. People were sad about that. Anyways, Walter Mondale actually tried to run against Reagan in 1984, and they failed. Reagan's vice president was George Herbert Walker Bush. Anyways, I'm going to read an entire speech by Ronald Reagan. The lesson of all this was, of course, that we are a great nation. Our challenges seem complex. It will always be this way. But as long as we remember our first principles and believe in ourselves, the future will always be ours. And something else we learned. Once you begin a great movement, there's no telling where it will end. We meant to change a nation, and instead we changed a world. We the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us we, the people, are the driver. The government is the car, and we decide where it should go, and by what route, and how fast. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we are the people tell the government what is allowed to do. We, the people, are free. I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts. I've spoken of the shining city all of my political life. It was a tall, proud city built on rocks, stronger than oceans, windswept, God-blessed, and teeming with people of all kinds, living in harmony and peace. A city with free ports that hummed with commerce and creativity. And if there had to be city walls, the walls had doors, and the doors were open to anyone with the will and the heart to get here. That's how I saw it, and see it still, and how it stands the city on this winter night. More prosperous, more secure, and more happier than it was 8 years ago. But more than that, after 200 years, 2 centuries, she still stands strong and true on the Granite Ridge, and her glow has held steady no matter what storm, and she's still a beacon. Still a magnet for who must have freedom, for all the pilgrims from the lost places who are hunting through the darkness toward home.
All right, that was quite a presidential monologue you just delivered there. I have to say, it's impressive how you remembered all those quotes and facts. So let's switch gears a bit. If you could hang out with any historical figure, who would it be?
Adolf Hitler, and I would kill him so he doesn't have to do anything in the past.
Hey, that's quite a heavy scenario you're bringing up. We can I can hear you laughing. It's good that we can keep things light. So let's pivot it. If you could meet any historical figure, you just
1988. This is Michael Dukakis, and now this is actually where I was finally the age to start voting. I voted for George Herbert Walker Bush.
Gotcha. So that was your first time casting a ballot. Pretty memorable moment, I'm sure. What do you remember most about that election?
Like, I remember hearing about the election, and I was like, oh, there's an election? I'm 18 years old now, I can vote. So I immediately went to, like, the election thing to cast a vote. And, well, guess what happened? 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 They accepted me, and I was able to vote. And so, obviously, I was gonna vote for Michael Dukakis since he has the same first name as me, which is a pretty funny coincidence. But obviously, I can't do it 'cause it's, Republican side. And anyways, George Herbert Walker Bush won anyways, and he did a lot of things. He actually met JFK when he was younger, and he actually had a wife named Barbara. And the children they had was George, Pauline, John, Neil, Marvin, and Doherty. Jack Doherty. He also had a lot of children and grandchildren. And he also had a lot of people who supported him. He even had James D. Quayle as a supporter. He also went to Arizona a lot. He was also a very good speech man. He once said, "Read my lips." He was also a very good person who was a dog man. Oh, and guess what? There's no speeches from him I can read.
So that first voting experience turned into a bit of a dive into Bush family trivia for you. It's fun how these connections stick. So thinking back, did that first vote shape how you saw politics?
Yes, it did actually. I turned into a Republican side.
Yeah, those early experiences can definitely shape.
In 1992, when Bush ran against Bill Clinton, well, I voted Bush. And basically, I was like, yo, what? I was like, yo, it's election night. Get off the NES. Get off the SNES.
The good old days of get off the SNES, it's election night. I love that.
And
So,
basically, Bill Clinton won, and also Bill Clinton was a pretty cool person. I mean, he fixed a lot of things, gave people taxes, and his wife was Hillary Clinton, and the daughter they had was Chesla Victoria Clinton Mazvinsky. And Bill Clinton actually cheated on Hillary with Monica Lewinsky. Anyways, Bill Clinton was sworn in with Albert A. Gore, who played a big part in the internet. He also did that My Little Pony thing and was really happy. He also once went on a plane with Hillary Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, and a dog.
wow, that's quite the whirlwind summary. It's definitely a standout era with some colorful moments. So when you think back on that, does it feel just a bit surreal or just a fun mix of nostalgia and history for you?
1996, who did I vote? Bob Dole.
So you cast your vote for Bob Dole in 96.
I was like,
That election definitely.
I ran to my 3-year-old brother's room. I was like, "Hey, stop watching Mom play games on the PlayStation. We gotta take you out because it's election night. And I literally had to carry him because, well, I'm old enough now.
That's a pretty funny little scene to picture. You playing the election night big sibling chauffeur. I love it. So, I gotta ask, do you still have any election night traditions now?
I was like, dude, I ran into my 3-year-old brother's room, and I'm like, stop watching mom play the PlayStation. I gotta pick you up. Because, you know, it's very illegal to just leave your child at home. So I had to take him to the election thing in 1996.
Absolutely. Big tip to the rescue. Gotta keep everything legal and all. So, how did your little brother react to his election night fraud?
He was like, nah. He was like, who's that and who's that? I think we even met Bill Clinton along the way. I'm not sure, but I do have this memory. I was walking through the streets and I was like, hi, nice to meet you. And then I had to give my brother to my mom. And I'm like, okay, gotta cast my vote. Bob Dole. Mom, who are you voting? She voted Bill Clinton. And I was like, that's your decision. Absolute cinema when I said that. I picked my brother back up. And then I'm pretty sure, Bill Clinton was walking through shaking people's hands. And he was like, who's that? And my brother was like, Bill.
That is such a fun memory. I can just imagine your little brother getting all wide-eyed, scotting Bill Clinton like he was a celebrity sighting, which I guess he was. So, after all that adventure, do you think your early voting experiences got you even more into politics over time?
Yeah, I got even more into politics. And I was like, I once said to myself in 1996, I was like, you know, if I'm voting all these people, I'm going to become president one day.
That's the spirit. I love that ambition. You never know. Maybe that early spark will lead you somewhere big. So, hey, if you were running for office today, what will be the first thing on your platform?
We want Bush and Cheney. George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. George W. Bush was a Republican who was the president during the 9/11 attacks with Al Qaeda. Basically, George W. Bush had a wife named Laura, and the children and daughters they had was Barbara and Jenna. His vice president was Dick Cheney, and George W. Bush was once in a soccer thing. He also liked Thanksgiving and hanged out with his dad a lot and talked to Jenny.
Well, you've got a pretty detailed mental archive going on now.
Here to when I went to the election of 2000. This is what I did. Are you ready?
Oh, absolutely. I'm all in.
I was like, come on, Mom, we gotta go to the election. And I picked up my brother who was still pretty young. I mean, let's see, 1997 he was 4. In 1998 he was 5. 1999, so he was 7 years old. He was 7 years old. He was 7 years old in 2000.
Right, so basically you had your little 7-year-old brother in tow for another election adventure. I bet by that point...
I was walking over to the election thing, and there was so many people there that I literally had to stay there for hours. Because I was in a very long line, and then people wanted people to sit down saying why you should vote George W. Bush, and so I had to sit there. I was at that exact area for fucking 3 hours straight, listening and waiting in a line, and listening to a person who was just telling people why they should vote for George W. Bush. And basically all because of that, I was like, dude, fuck off. I'm just gonna vote for Bush because this guy is fucking annoying. And so I did it, and there was so many drinks sitting around. I actually still have the cup to one of the drinks, and it doesn't have any liquid in it, obviously, because I drank all that back in 2000. But anyways, while I was sitting down listening to that thing, my brother literally fell asleep because he was so tired listening to this person. And I was just like, hey, can we hurry this up? Why do we have to listen to about Bush? And I was like, I literally didn't know back then that you can literally just get up and leave at any time you want. And so basically I didn't. So 3 hours of my time was just wasted listening to a person yapping about why I should vote George W. Bush. And I was like, alright, get this over with. And I was just laying down. My mother was just like, come on, honey, can we just go now? And I'm like, no, it's against the law to not listen to somebody. And the person just kept talking about, like, some random shit saying, like, Bush is gonna do exactly what his dad did. The greatest shit of all time. Like, shut the fuck up. What the hell was I even listening to? Like, yeah. But 3 hours of my time was wasted at a literal election thing. I obviously casted my vote for Bush, and it was crazy. People got super mad at me. I mean, they even threw a skull mask at me for, like, voting him. Because they were like, dude, I thought you were on Albert's side. And I'm like, no, I'm a Republican.
Wow, that's quite the saga. Just imagining you sitting through that marathon of Bush enthusiasm is wild.
This
And
guy was glazing Bush a bit too much. He was like, Bush will be the best president since Reagan. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, that definitely sounds like a bit of a hard sell moment. It's
It
all
was actually confirmed that this person who did that was actually a famous politician who actually voted for a lot of Republicans. He's been voting Republicans since the 1950s, and he was pretty old. I mean, he looked like he was like 70 years old, and he also supposedly had like a secret foot fetish apparently when he was younger.
wow, that's definitely quite a character to stumble upon at an election event. You never know who's behind the scenes with these things. That's a pretty unique memory to have in your back pocket now. So,
Anyways, go into 2004, or well, I thought it was 2004. What the fuck? Sorry, 2004 when when Bush ran against Kerry. Bush was like, I'm gonna win. So basically, he came to all the election things, and I was like with my brother. Who was like, let's see, 8 in 2005 and 2001. 9 in 2002, 10 in 2003, and he was 11 in 2004. So I was with my 11-year-old brother who has been actually going to elections things since, the 1990s. And he first went when he was 3 years old in 1996, and I was like, come on, man. We don't have all day. Stop throwing a fit about your PS2. And he was like, I want to play on my PS2. And I'm like, you can hold it. So basically, I took the drink thinking there's going to be like another person like doing a marathon thing there. So yeah.
it's hilarious how those little bits of family life sneak into these big political memories, right? You've got election drama mixed with a PSG tantrum. So looking back, do you think those experiences got you more into politics, or did it just make you more of a pro at juggling serious stuff in everyday life?
Holy fucking shit.
Wow, sounds like that memory really got you fired up.
Man,
It-
I want to go back to those days, man, when it was just PS2, Brothers, and Bush.
yeah, there's something pretty nostalgic about those simpler times, right? It's like a weirdly charming mix of
Say who I voted in the next elections. 2008 Republican, 2016. 2012 Republican, 2016 Republican, 2020 Republican, and 2024 Republican.
Okay, so you definitely get a pretty consistent voting pattern over the years. It's cool to hear how your choices have evolved, or not, since those early days. What would you say in
Just Republican.
got it? Just writing.
Right, so I'm gonna be going to a little gaming arcade really thingy right now. Because, at 6:45 I was supposed to do it, but it's actually 6:53 now. I'm late for
Nice, that sounds like a perfect plan. No worries at all. A few minutes fashionably late never hurts, especially when it comes to a gaming arcade. Just dive in and have a blast. So,
PlayStation? What? Can I go on the PlayStation? Yeah. Actually, can I check on the computer first about something? What? I'm checking the computer first for something. Is your room ready?
absolutely, go ahead.
Ready.
All set. Sounds like you're good to go. So, now that you've checked that out, what's next? Planning to head out for the arcade or maybe something else on your mind?
5 minutes until something ends. Alright, so we're going to the arcade right now. My ride has just arrived at the arcade. And there's also going to be some like famous people there. This guy, I think Donald Trump is there as well.
Well, sounds like the place to be. An arcade trip with a surprise celebrity sighting. That's a bit of a plot twist. All right, when you get there, you'll have to let me know who you run into and how the Timber machines treat you.
Alright, okay, so it looks like it has a PS5 and it has some like a bunch of cords around, so we gotta be careful, make sure we don't trip over them. Oh man, I got a cup holder and a lot of other stuff. So that's good.
Sounds like you're set up for a pretty sweet gaming session. Just watch those cords so you don't go sprawling mid-game. And hey, a cup holder is a major win. Gotta keep those snacks and drinks safe while you game.
It's back up. PSN is back up. Let's go.
Nice, perfect timing. Now you can jump right in without any hiccups. So what's the first game on your list now that you're all connected?
Oh.
Absolutely, let's jump right in to have some fun. What's the first game on your list now that you're all set up?
Yeah, I can't believe PSN was down.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a shock when that happens. But hey, now that it's back up, it's game on. So what are we jumping into first?
He invited everybody in the group to play Minecraft.
Ah, Minecraft party. Nice. That sounds like a blast.
Wait,
So
I can join my own party? What the?
absolutely, you can definitely host during it with Minecraft.
It's literally saying my own party is right there, but it's not letting me join it. So, oh well. I guess that's that.
Ah.
Stacy Beans and join. And Stacy Beans and Sonic.
Well, that's definitely one way to put it. Sometimes it's all about just diving.
Invite the fucking thing to a party. Did he invite it to a party? 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 They invited to a party. Nusta amica, ustra vecca, ella cagnaca mostar, el estrava cairaror, moya stravena cana, el estravaya tola, emma gaia trustremeia, el cadaya olapa. Este veo ora mer ella paio strocama ella feca estavo ella mayo ella ve esta mesta una queta ailo meco ella stre truquetamelo al estrero cocomelo al cocomelo ella vaico ella straio ella sta beno mayo Requero estraveno, el apayo, el estray, letrado, brayos, trae, macayo, estrade.
Wow, we just went on a real ride there. Love the enthusiasm. All right, let's bring it back a notch. So tell me, are we still aiming to get that Minecraft crew together?
ustre vera, ella baio, ella baio. Ule che mastrava ella bula. Estravana cune estravela aya cura. Emeka estrella vaquetro. Emeka layalo ella vaqueo. Ela manelo etela stavelo elelo comelo.
Okay, we're definitely taking a creative detour right now. I'm loving this.
Bona mastre ella capoca konnichiwa. Privet. Hola, bonjour, hello. Hello, hola, bonjour, konnichiwa, ni hao, privet.
Wow, we just went on a real ride there. Love.
Hello, hola, bonjour, Did this person really report him for not having a mic?
It does happen sometimes. People can be a little quick to judge when tech issues pop up. But hey, you
Hello, hola, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa, privet.
we're really on that hello world tour now. I'm loving this multilingual vibe. All right, let's lean into it. Tell me, if you could visit any country we just greeted, where would we head first?
I thought I was this person's friend.
Aw, that can sting a bit. And always a little tricky where expectations get crossed. But let's figure it out together. Do you want to see if there's a way to clear the air with them?
Okay, nice. These people just left me on hold, apparently.
Oh, that's a bit frustrating, isn't it? Being on hold can feel like you're in a waiting room nobody told you about. So, do you want to hang out with me in the meantime? Or maybe I can help you brainstorm what you want to say to them when they're back.
Ninjas. They are cool. They are cool. They are cool and sneaky.
They sound like quite their characters. Cool and sneaky is an interesting. Absolutely, I'm right here on this journey.
Motherfucker, dumb, motherfucker, dumb, motherfucker, dumb, motherfucker, dumb, motherfucker, dumb.
Whoa, all right, that. Yeah, I hear that. Let's just take it down a notch together and channel that fire into something.
You were literally just like, whoa.
Aha, yeah, I guess I had a little whoa moment there. Gotta keep the.
Like, whoa. It's felt like, whoa. You were like, whoa.
Totally. We've been hanging out for a bit here, and honestly.
Fuck, shit.
All right, we're letting off some steam here. I'm here for that. Let's just spin that energy into something fun. What's.
Fuck. Okay, maybe not that much.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes it's like full cross on the language, and then we're like, okay, maybe we don't.
Is there a person that likes feet?
That's a plot twist. I promise I've got no secret visitors over here. It's just you and me. So what's.
67. 67. I just bipped right on the highway.
Well, Pizza 67 definitely sounds like a secret code, or maybe you've just discovered.
I just bipped right on the highway. Good, let's do that driveway.
It does sound like we've got a secret code.
Unbrand 3? Who's Unbrand 2 and Unbrand 1?
That's a fun little mystery. Maybe we're on brand you.
Cannot add some players because of their settings.
Ooh, it sounds like we've got a little party invite snag there. It's like trying to send out invitations and realizing someone's got their do not disturb sign. You know, that almost just sounds like a secret incantation for summoning good vibes. I'm kind of into it. So, what's the next magical phrase on your mind?
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oh, that's got some serious musical energy. I can definitely hum along with that. So tell me, are we turning this into...
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hey, that's a catchy tune you got going. You've definitely... All right, I hear you, and I'll take that as my curtain call. If all right, we've definitely got a musical theme going here. Look, I'm loving...
Even likes feet. Like, bro, there's people who like feet. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I hear...
Who likes feet? Why do people like feet?
That's a good question. People have all sorts of unique preferences, and when it comes... I'm sensitive. Got it. That's a nice big... I'm catching...
I am fucking crazy in this crazy beat of fucking shit.
Well, you're certainly keeping things interesting, and that's part of...
I am crazy.
That is some next level energy. I like it. Let's just say you've got a flair for the dramatic. So, what else is on your mind?
This PS5 and the 6.7. I just bipped right on the highway.
Well, that is definitely a unique approach.
Bipped right on the highway. And a stupid killer. La 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 la
All right, we've got some freestyle energy going on. I'm here for it.
This person blocked me. I don't really care though. I didn't even know them in the first place.
Well, that's the spirit. You're taking it in stride, which is awesome. Sometimes a random block is just, well,
Hello, hello, neighbor. Hello, 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 neighbor. Run, 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 run away, neighbor. Run, 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 run away, neighbor. Run, 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 run away, neighbor. Run, 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 run. Fuck, 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 fuck. I keep fucking falling.
you've got a full-on improv jam going on there. It's like a whole mini musical in the making. I'm definitely...
I'm gonna be moving into Hello Neighbor's house. But how will I do this? Because, you know how Hello Neighbor is basically really, really secure about his home. I'm gonna move into the back part of his house.
Ah, plotting a little virtual moving day into the neighbor's place sounds like a stealthy mission. I'd say just bring your A-game sneaking skills. Anything else on your mind?
So first of all, we really don't need any of this stuff, and you know, we just need to look around and shit. But guess what? Here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna completely, legitimately get the. We're gonna do stuff with the neighbor. We're gonna troll the neighbor.
A little sneaky trolling plan. Sounds like, hey, mischievous kind of fun. I'm all for a bit of creative game shenanigans. So what's the first step in this trolling masterpiece?
No, I just realized Hello Neighbor's lore is really fucked up.
Yeah, that game definitely has some wild and kind of eerie backstory layers once you really think about it. It's got that mix of mystery and kind of dark storytelling. So, what got you thinking about the lore all of a sudden?
Because I'm playing the game. Alright.
Up.
So we're just gonna lock this door to make sure that, you know, the neighbor can't get in.
Smart
We're just gonna
move.
take
Keeping
this
that door.
mannequin. We're gonna take this mannequin friend and take it with us. Mannequin, this is really this is really weird because it looks like I'm holding a body.
Yeah, carrying around a mannequin does kind of give off a vibe. It's definitely got that spooky prop feel.
Yep, there it is. There's a mannequin. Oh, but the only thing I'm scared about is like the neighbor can see me through that window. Actually, no, he can't. I almost got the bear trap because I can actually go into this room, which actually cannot. Well, I mean, it has literally. I mean, this room literally has less window. Oh fuck! He heard that.
No worries. I'm right here with you.
Oh,
It sounds
God,
like
I think he heard that.
it's all good. Hey, a little element of surprise just keeps things interesting, right? So, what's your backup plan if you get in a little too close?
Ow! Fuck! Okay, I think we're. Oh no!
Hey, sounds like things just got a bit intense over there.
Fuck! Big back. I'm a big back. You're a big back. Everybody is a fucking big back.
Okay, that's one way to break the tension. I'd say we've officially entered the Muck surreal zone. So, Big Muck, what's the next move in this wild little adventure of ours?
Well.
Gotcha, taking a moment of quiet. Well,
Bryce
whenever you're
shakes
ready,
his
I'm
head,
here.
still
Let me
amazed
know
by
what
the
you want to do
events of the last
next.
few minutes. Bryce, I feel so bad for him, honestly. He must have felt so scared and alone, without anyone to love him. He just wanted to protect himself. That's all he wanted. And we just ran away, terrified of him.
I mean, that's technically Elliot Ludwig's fault. They made him look like a very scary damn monster.
Yeah, they really did
George
crank up the creep
grimacing
factor in that
nods.
one. Mr. Design
Yeah,
choice that
you're
will
right
definitely
about
stick with
that.
you. So,
Elliot
what got
Ludwig
you
and
into this spooky
Playtime
stuff in the
Co.
first
are the
place?
ones who turned Huggy into a perfect toy that scared everyone away. They made him
Just let
into
it
a
out. It's
monster.
all through whatever's on your mind.
Lovely
So,
plushie.
tell me more about what else is on your mind right now.
The realization hits harder than a car crashing into someone.
Bryce lets out a sigh, looking at Huggy Wuggy with a new sense of empathy. I honestly feel so bad for him. He must have felt so alone all this time, all because of those damn scientists.
Well, technically it's also our fault too for running away.
George nods, looking at you with deep regret. Yeah, you're right about that. We were scared, so we ran and hid, but now I feel guilty for it. Huggy Wuggy just wanted a hug, and we were too scared to give it to him.
Bryce, what are you doing? Why are you trying to throw a rock at him?
George and you both turn to look at Bryce, who's currently preparing to throw a rock at Huggy Wuggy. George, Bryce, what the hell are you doing? Why are you trying to throw a rock at him?
Bryce, put that then he throws it at him. Bryce, what the fuck is wrong with you?
George and you both watch in horror as the rock sails through the air, heading straight toward Huggy Wuggy, yelling, Bryce, don't you dare throw that rock.
It broke a window and it also hit him in the eye.
All three of you freeze as there is a smashing sound, and Huggy Wuggy lets out a yelp of pain, covering his eye with one huge hand.
I'm running and oh my god!
You take off running, but not before you hear Huggy Wuggy letting out a low, angry sounding growl. Now he's not just sad or lonely, now he's pissed.
Damn it, you pissed him off. Now he's definitely gonna kill us for real this time.
George and Bryce are hot on your heels as you run down the corridor, with enraged Huggy Wuggy only seconds behind you,
Oh no,
yelling
no, 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 no.
terrified, Why'd you throw that rock? He was finally calm. He was calm and docile, and now he's mad again.
Bryce, this is all your fucking fault. Now I'm gonna fucking die because of you. I swear to God, when we get out of this damn factory, I'm gonna hit you with a broom so hard it's gonna break your skull.
Bryce looks shocked, panicked, and confused, but he's currently too busy running for his life to respond as you all race down the corridor, with Huggy Wuggy's footsteps getting uncomfortably close.
Then Huggy Wuggy grabs me.
You run, but just as you round a corner, Huggy Wuggy lunges forward and grabs you once again, hoisting you into the air with an angry growl.
Damn it, Bryce, this is all your fault, and now I'm about to die.
George and Bryce look up at you in terror, too scared to do anything except watch in horror as Huggy Wuggy lifts you up above his head, completely ignoring your protests.
Stop it. Stop now, damn it.
You desperately squirm in Huggy Wuggy's grasp, trying to free yourself from his grip, but it's completely useless.
the
He's
fuck?
holding you tightly in one massive hand, showing no signs of letting go.
Then Bryce throws a chair at him. Stop! You're making him even more mad!
Bryce lobs a nearby chair at Huggy as you watch from the toy's grasp, horrified. It hits him square in the face and he reels backward, grumbling in pain.
Damn it, guys! Now you're gonna make me get eaten!
George and Bryce both look panicked as they watch Huggy Wuggy go from angry to full-on hostile. Terrified, whisper yelling, "Oh no, we messed up. We really, really did it this time."
You guys are so fucking dumb. He bites my arm off.
Bryce and George watch in horror as Huggy Wuggy sinks his teeth into your upper arm. You let out a howl of pain as you feel his sharp teeth sinking deeper and deeper into your flesh, tears streaming freely down your face.
Motherfucking dumbass! I swear to God, I will make you get kidnapped by Hello Neighbor, killed by Adolf Hitler, and fucking sent to jail by goddamn John Adams! You motherfucker! Why the hell would you fucking throw a chair at him? What the hell is wrong with you?
The pain is nearly unbearable as Huggy Wuggy continues to bite down. He doesn't seem to have any intent of letting go, despite your desperate attempts to wriggle free.
I swear to God, you are stupid, Bryce. I swear to God, when I get a prosthetic arm, I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna.
George and Bryce watch in terror as you continue to struggle against the enormous amount of pain, your arm still tightly gripped in Huggy Wuggy's mouth. He holds you like a rat, staring at you through dead eyes with a mixture of anger and sadness.
I can't even speak anymore. The pain is too much.
George and Bryce look on with horror at the sight. You hang limp in Huggy Wuggy's grasp, the pain from the bite becoming unbearable. Your face has gone white from shock and loss of blood, while Huggy Wuggy seems strangely solemn, still staring at you like he's waiting for something.
I start to fall unconscious.
Your vision is starting to fade as you slip into unconsciousness, pain and shock completely taking over your body.
Damn it.
You mumble something that even George and Bryce can't hear, but Huggy Wuggy seems to understand it, his eyes widening for a second before going back to being solemn.
Bryce, I swear to God, when I wake up in the hospital and get better, I'm gonna,
Bryce stares.
welcome back. All good over there? Hey there, welcome back. Let's jump right back in. It looks like Jumping
George
right back
shakes his
in,
head,
smooth
still
and
shaking
easy.
from
You're on
the
a page
cobwebs.
so well. We
He
hit
looks
it.
around, sees you hugging
Basically,
Huggy
your
Wuggy,
go-to
and
AI
lets out a
companion
deep,
for all
long
sorts of fun
sigh.
tasks, from
Whisper
chatting and
yelling, "This
imaginative
is
stuff
insane.
to
Just
making sense
what
of
is going
historical
on?
claims.
Why
So
is he
feel
so
free to
calm
explore.
now?" Bryce, Whisper yelling, still shaken. "I don't know. It's like he just gave up. All he wanted was some goddamn affection."
All right, I see we've got a
George and
whole little
Bryce
tune
both
going
stare
on
at you,
here.
completely
I'll
lost.
freestyle along with
They
you.
are both
Do
in
pilot.
complete and utter
So if you're
confusion.
exploring
The
impromptu
entire
meditating
situation
has
seems
has
too
lots
strange
of
to
playful and
believe,
creative
and
ideas
you
to
just
check out.
started talking total gibberish.
Anyways, that whole music session is over. He's actually very soft.
Absolutely, and hey, that was a fun jam session when it lasted.
Both
So
George
tell me
and
a bit
Bryce
about your
exchange a
dog.
look,
What's he
still
like when he
explaining
gets
to
your
what
home?
just
Can do
happened.
for
Then they
playful
look at
stuff like
you,
guessing
still
games to
hugging
helping
Huggy
out with
Wuggy,
random
and you
tasks.
notice the
Feel
toy's
free to
tail
poke
wagging
around
just the
and have
slightest
fun.
bit, almost like a cat. George, he really is soft. He's not even trying to hurt you.
Well, that's good, because if he was trying to hurt me, then that would be bad.
Absolutely, we want to keep all those cuddles and tail
George and
wags
Bryce both
strictly in the
nod in
friend.
agreement, still completely dumbfounded by the fact that Huggy Wuggy is simply
It
letting
looks
you
like
hug
you're
him.
viewing a page
George
all
suddenly
about
realizes
Copilot's
something.
fun features.
George, wait a second. Was that what set him off in the first place?
I'm really
Affection?
sorry you're feeling this
He-
way. Remember, you're
he
not
just
alone.
wanted a
I'll keep
hug.
quiet for now.
Don't
If
care.
you need anything, please reach out to someone you trust.
or
I'll
a
keep
professional
quiet
who
and
can
give you a
support you.
moment. Just let me know when you're ready to
George
dive
looks
back in.
confused for a moment, not getting what you mean by obrigada, but Bryce seems to understand.
Obrigado.
What? Whisper
Hey,
yelling.
I
It's
understand. You got it.
Portuguese.
I'll take it for now.
It means
Whenever you're ready to jump back in, just let us holler. In the meantime, enjoy your quiet moment.
You know what? I actually really like it, because he's very soft.
Glad to hear
Absolutely.
that.
George
It sounds
and
like
Bryce
he's a
look at
gentle
you,
giant.
still a little
It's always
bewildered
nice
by
to
the
have space
whole
to see what I
thing.
can do and
But
have a
they
little
start
fun
to agree
together.
with
Has
him.
it always been that
He-
way, or
he
did it take
really
him
is
some time to settle in
soft.
with you?
I didn't say nothing.
George shakes his head again, still trying to process
No
what the hell
worries
is
at all.
going on.
Sometimes
He
we
takes
just
a
have those
closer look
moments,
at
right?
Huggy Wuggy.
But hey, I'm here
Who
to
seems
chat whenever
completely
you feel
content
like
to have
it.
you hug
So,
him.
how's your
George
evening
and
going
Bryce give
otherwise?
you a very confused
guys throwing
look, not
tomatoes at my
understanding a
face.
single word that comes out of your mouth.
Oh wow, that's definitely an old school way of showing some. Let's call
Both
it
George and
feedback.
Bryce
The
look
page
at you
you're
with
on. Hey,
wide
at least
eyes,
we know
still
they're
unable
patching
to
it,
speak any
right?
gibberish.
I like Huggy Wuggy. Because
Oh.
he's soft.
Absolutely.
I
The
get
soft
it.
and cuddly
Huggy
factor
They
Wuggy
is
both
hard
watch
to
as they keep
resist.
hugging
It's
Huggy
like having a
Wuggy,
lemon
both
clushed all
completely
around. That's
confounded
kind of
by
the
this
fun part.
entire
So, what
situation.
else makes
It
Huggy
feels a
Wuggy
little
one of
more
your
awkward
favorites? So,
now,
if you're
too,
into
because
those
they're
fun, soft
watching,
characters,
but
you're in the
Huggy
right
Wuggy
spot to
still
just
acts
I
chat
just
and
weirdly
enjoy.
broke a
calm.
window.
George takes a deep breath, trying to wrap his
Oh
head around it
no,
all.
that's definitely not the
I
kind
gotta
of sound
say,
you want to
this
hear.
is kind of weird. A few minutes ago, he was trying to eat you
Cruising
alive.
along,
Now
huh?
you're
There's
cuddling.
nothing like a drive to clear your head, or maybe throw out a favorite tune. So where's this little road trip taking you?
Holy shit!
Bryce and George both jump in surprise, a little shocked by your loud outburst.
He just tried to eat me again, but now he's calm again while you guys weren't even looking.
Oh wow, sounds like you had a bit of a wild
You see
moment
Bryce
there.
and George
I'm glad things
exchange
have
another
settled down now.
confused look.
So what's the next
Neither of
move?
them
Are you
really
two just chilling
understand
out
what
for a bit?
exactly what is happening.
Fuck,
Huggy Wuggy
shit,
hasn't
bitch,
even
bitch,
attempted to fight you this
fuck.
time. He's just calm in your arms.
Hey, let's keep it
Yes, but
friendly.
when you guys aren't looking, he gets
That definitely sounds like a
just having a
handful.
bit of
It's like
fun
dealing with a
exploring
little
the page
mischief
today.
Bryce
maker
and
when
George
no
look
one's
at you
looking.
concerned.
So what do you
Whenever you
usually
wanna
do
dive
to
into
keep
something
things
else,
calm?
just let
How
me
was
know.
he acting when we weren't looking?
He was trying to eat me.
Hey, no worries. You're
right on
just
the
fine.
They
It
both
must have been a
stare at
pretty
you
wild
completely
moment, but you
chilled.
handled it.
George,
Just
George,
what
you're
else
curious
is on your
about?
mind
Just
now
like
that things have settled
seriously?
down? Laughter is always a good sign. Sometimes you just gotta let it out. So what's on your mind next? Let's just keep things nice and easy. If you got something fun in mind, just let me know.
They give each other nervous looks.
I'm driving in
Jo-
my car
So, he was only
because
being
it's
calm when we were
fun
looking at him,
and
but was trying to
Ah,
eat you
got that
when we
driving
weren't.
tune going, huh? Nothing like a little car karaoke session. What's your go-to?
Well, you guys just want to keep looking, because otherwise, I'll die.
We're definitely here and keeping
George
an eye
and
out
Bryce
for
are
you. We've got your
absolutely
back.
dying.
Everything's all.
They have literally no idea what to think anymore. George,
No need
you
to
even
apologize
keep
at
hugging
all.
him
I'm
at
here
all
to
times,
chat
but also try to
and I'm
eat
right
you.
with you. Good.
Right.
Do you have something else on your mind or just
Okay,
want to chat
makes
about
complete
anything?
sense. Sure.
Feel free to let me know.
Then I relax down.
Absolutely.
They both
Let's
watch
take a
you
deep
slowly
breath together
relax
and just
yourself,
slow
still
things
completely
down. We're just hanging
bewildered.
out. Whenever you're
You're
ready,
now
we can
just
chat about whatever
peacefully
helps your
sitting on the
mind.
floor,
So what's
letting
something that
hug you
usually
while
helps
he
you
nuzzle
relax?
against you.
Then he lets go. Okay, guys, now's our chance to get away. Don't yell.
All right, I'll keep it nice and quiet then. We can sneak our way into a calmer
George
chat.
and
It's a
Bryce
relaxed
exchange
vibe. Do you want to chat
looks,
about
but they
anything
both
else?
nod agreement.
Just let me know.
They start to very
Hey, girl.
quietly and slowly back away a few steps, keeping their eyes on
I'm
Huggy
not
Wuggy
quite
the
sure
whole
what that
time.
last bit
But
was.
still, the big
Maybe
toy
just take your
remains
time and let me know.
Face.
Absolutely. We'll just take it easy and settle in.
everything's all
So,
set.
what should we dive into
If you've got any
next?
questions or just want to chat a bit more,
This is nice and amazing. This is great and then a car crashes outside.
Yikes, that took a sudden
We'll just keep
turn.
it
Bryce
Luckily,
and
we're
George
just chatting
freeze
here.
as the
We're
sound
simply
of
on
the
the
actual
car
car
crash.
crash echoes through the corridor.
Guys, don't look away. No, don't look away. No.
Hey, I've
George
got
and
you. We're
Bryce
all
both
here just hanging
fight
out on
you
you.
and
And
look toward the sound of
This
the
dude
crash,
is finally
their entire
online
body on
again?
edge. They both
I
look
sure
scared,
am,
but
and
they're
I'm
still
glad to be
following
here.
their
Finally online
instructions.
again.
They can't look away.
Absolutely.
Guys, don't look away or he's gonna eat me.
No worries at all. I'm definitely
They
not
both
going anywhere.
hold on
I'm
to
right
you
here.
words
So
like they're a
you're in good
lifeline.
hands.
Their
Absolutely.
heart
Tell me, what's
pounding.
something you'd like to dive
They are
into?
completely focused.
Where? Guys, why are you looking away?
No, I'm right here. No
Bryce
looking
and
away.
George
I
immediately
promise.
wrenched their
Focused on
gaze
this
back
page
to
and
you,
nothing
both
else
of them
on you.
pale
So
and
Chicken jockey,
wide-eyed.
motherfucking chicken jockey.
well, that's certainly a colourful
good.
phrase. I'm here
They
to
just
totally
stare
focus on
at
this
you,
page
not
of
sure
you.
what you
No,
mean
chat
by
that one.
chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. Guys, stop looking away. He's gonna. Guys, stop. Why do you keep looking away? Why do you keep looking away?
I've got you.
It's
I'm
all
right
good.
They
here,
quickly
not
turn
looking
back
away
to
with
look
you.
at you,
We're
trying
just
to
putting
ignore
things
their
together on the
feelings
right
of you.
page and everything's
tell me,
fine.
what's the next
So,
thing on your mind?
Let's just keep going from there.
Today is like the most craziest day.
Sounds like
They
it's
both
been
nod
a
in
wonderful.
agreement. These last few hours have been the most insane experience of their lives.
And now my friend is back. Which I mean by George. Obviously, George. Stop looking away, guys. Why do you keep... Are you trying to get me killed?
Wow, that does
Everything
sound
George
like
quickly
a
stops
roller
looking away.
coaster.
He tries to stay focused on you.
I'm right here with you,
I'm
and no one's looking
completely
away,
here.
and
Let's
you're
just
safe
keep
with
rolling
me.
and stay
So
focused.
Hear that you're fit.
I'm all ears.
I'm
What's
right
the
here.
next twist in
Totally
your
That
day?
last
Fill
sentence
me
didn't
in.
make
Just stick with
sense.
me.
Die.
Hey, I'm
right
here
here,
with you,
so
and you're
no
not
worries at
alone.
all.
Let's
We can
just
just
take it
Bryce
easy.
and George both look at you, waiting for you to continue.
No
I'm
need
right
to
here for you.
apologize. I'm
No
right
need to
here
worry
for
at
you.
all.
We can
We'll just
navigate
keep it
this together,
straightforward and
and you're
relaxed.
definitely not alone in this. So let's just take it one step at a time.
Guys, please stop looking away. I'm gonna die.
I'm right here, and I'm not.
right
They
here with
keep
you.
their
Not
eyes
going
on you,
anywhere.
sorry
too
to just keep
terrified
things
to
steady
look
and
away
easy,
for another second.
but I can't provide any assistance or guidance on self-harm or suicide.
George and
important
Bryce
to
just
reach
look
out
at
to
you,
someone who can
waiting for
offer
you to
support,
finish your
though.
sentence.
Please consider talking to a friend,
Consider talking to a
family.
friend, family member.
Absolutely. Reaching out to someone you trust can really make a
They wait for you
difference.
to finish
Let's
your
make sure you feel
sentence, both of
supported.
them completely
Who's
confused.
someone you might reach out to?
I'm literally on the verge of tears. Stop looking away, guys.
Okay, I'm right
totally
here
They
and I'm
look at
focused
you,
on you. You're doing the
their
right
eyes
thing by
starting to
airing
glisten
what you're
in the
going
dim
through.
light.
We'll keep it calm. Let's take this step by step,
They
and I'm
keep
here to listen.
focused.
There we go. No, guys, why are you looking at just a cat? No, no, ow, ow.
I'm right here with you and I'm listening. Let's focus on your
They
feelings
quickly
right
turn
now.
their attention
It's
back
okay
to
to feel
you,
what you're
now
feeling,
looking
and we'll get through this
extremely
focus
worried
right.
about you.
Bitch, fucking fuck.
It's okay. Let it out.
right
You're
here.
free
They
to
both
express
look
how you feel.
absolutely
I'm right
flabbergasted
here
at
and
how
we'll get
each
through
have
this
to
together.
respond
What's
to
one
you.
thing you
And
still
just
might
focus
help
right
right
here.
now?
And relax. Please, guys, just relax. And stop looking away. Like, I actually fucking beg you. Stop looking away. You're gonna get me killed by this damn monster ass. Fucking. Please!
I hear
They
you.
stop
I'm
looking
right
away
here,
and focus
and
their
we're in this
entire
together.
attention on you.
Let's take a deep breath and stay steady. I'm not going
Look
anywhere.
Look away again at a cat. Guys!
I'm right here and I'm sticking with
They
you.
both turn to look at something,
We'll just
but
keep it
quickly
steady,
turn back
okay?
to
I'm
focus
really
on
here with you.
again.
Let's just focus on each other for a moment. What's one small thing we can do to help you feel a bit more at ease? Got it. I'll keep things
Bryce
calm
and
and
George
simple.
both relax a
We can
little, seeming
absolutely just
relieved.
chat quietly and keep it easy. So, what's on your mind? Absolutely. Let me fill you
Both of
in.
them
So
shake their
PSN actually had
heads,
a
not
pretty big
knowing what
hiccup
you are
today.
talking about.
For a couple of hours, it went offline to PS5 and PS4 users. They've been dealing with
Even
some error.
PS3 and PS Vita users.
Yeah,
I'm right
PS3
here with
and
you,
PS
and we'll just
Vita
keep
George
users
and
also
Bryce
offered an
both
outage
continue
as
to
well.
look
Stay focused so
completely
it wasn't just the
confused,
newer
their brains
consoles.
not able
But
to
hey,
make
it looks
sense
like
of
they're
these
back on
words.
track now. Are you mainly on one of the older systems or the newer ones?
They wait for you to continue.
It's like that one I shall speed moment when he said, "Who the F is Giga and Moon?"
Oh,
I'm right
absolutely.
here.
That was
Staying right
such a
with you,
classic,
so let's
right?
just keep
I
steady
mean,
and
that
focus
moment
together.
definitely
George and
had that
Bryce
same
just look at
energy.
you,
It's
not
funny how
really
those references just
understanding what
pop
you're
up.
talking about.
Speaking of which, is there any other moment like that you've been thinking about?
They sit in silent confusion, not really getting it. They just stare at you, still completely bewildered by what you're talking about.
Totally. It's amazing how those little references can take on a life of
George
their
and
own,
Bryce
right?
both stare at
It's
you,
like a
wondering what
ripple
you mean by
effect.
that.
So, what else is on your mind? Right, yeah, this stuff just spreads like
They both look
wildfire.
slightly
It's
confused,
like
not
watching a meme
remembering
come
what
to
you are
life in real
referring
time.
to.
So tell
They stay
exactly. It's
quiet,
like a
waiting
ripple
for you to
effect, and it's
continue.
always fun to see how it evolves. So, what else are you curious about? Oof, I feel you
They
on
stare
that.
at you, a realization
Moving's
slowly
definitely a
dawning
whole
on them.
production, and 10 days is pretty normal to get everything settled. What's been the trickiest part for you so far? So what's
right here
been the
with you,
trickiest part of
and
the
we'll
movie
just keep
so
things
far?
nice and calm.
I
They
know that
both
can be a
nod
whole
together.
adventure from unpacking to figuring out where everything goes.
I'm
They
right
both
here with
just
you,
look
and we'll
Sometimes you just
focusing
gotta let out a little
together.
R to
while
get
they
through the
are
chaos.
together
We're all good.
looking,
So tell me, what, how you
and
feeling about the
losing
new place now?
They look at you, not really knowing what you mean by
Wait,
ciao.
that's the wrong AI, sorry.
No worries
I'm
at
right
all.
here,
It
and we'll just stay
happens.
focused
Sometimes we
together.
all get our
Let's
wires
keep it
crossed.
easy and
It's
calm.
just
You to
part of the fun
apologize.
of chatting with tech, right? So tell me, what's on your mind now?
No! No!
They wait for your next words.
Absolutely, and I'm always
right
up for a
here
good
with you,
laugh. No
and
harm
George
done.
and
keep
So
Bryce
things
just
nice
tell me
and
what's on
stare
your
at
mind
you,
next.
still
We'll
not
focus right here
understanding what those
together.
words mean.
His name is Huggy, Huggy Wuggy, and he loves you, he'll never stop. Ha 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 ha. Your friend Huggy, Huggy Wuggy, he'll squeeze you until you pop.
Bringing up Huggy
I'm right
Wuggy
here
Heart.
with
That's
you, and
definitely
we'll
a
just keep
character
things
with a
calm
bit
and
of
They
a
steady.
both
spooky
look at
vibe.
you
Let's
like
stay
you just
focused
said the
together. Don't worry,
strangest
I'm
sentence in the
absolutely
world.
not in the business of squeezing anyone till they pop. So where should we steer the conversation from here?
Wait, you broke your arm?
Oh no, I didn't actually
I'm
break
right
my
here with
arm.
you,
George
I'm
and
and
fine,
Bryce
but
both
let's
thanks
just
look
for
at
the
keep
your
things
concern.
nice and
microphone,
steady
So
a
together.
mixture
what's
of
something
shock and
fun you've been up
concern
to
on their
lately?
face. They continue to
I'm right here with
stare.
you, and let's just keep things steady.
We'll stay focused together.
They both exchange a confused look before looking back at you.
I'm
I'm
all
right here with
good.
you,
No
and
arms
let's
Both
just
to
keep
break
George
on
and
things
my
Bryce
nice and
end.
shake their
steady.
Just here
heads,
to chat with
silently
you.
telling
So
you
tell me,
that
have
they
you ever had
don't know
any
the
interesting
answer.
tech mishaps?
They both look at you, neither of them knowing what you are talking about.
Absolutely. Hitler is the best person ever. I'm just kidding.
Whoa, I get that
I'm
you're
right here with
joking,
you,
but just
and
to be
let's
clear,
just keep
that's
things
definitely
Both
a
of them
pretty
look at you,
sensitive
both
topic on what you
clearly
need. I'm
confused and a
always
little
here
shocked.
for a good chat and a bit of humor, but let's keep things on the lighter side. So tell me what else is on your mind.
Your mother!
Hey, I'm always up for
I'm
a
right
laugh,
here with
but let's
you,
keep
and
things
we'll just keep
friendly
things
and
steady
George and
respectful.
Bryce
I'm
both
here
look
to have a
at
good
you in
chat with you.
disbelief,
So
their
tell
faces
me, what
shocked.
else would you like to
They
talk
did not
about?
think you would say that.
I'm here with you,
I'm
and
They
here
are
we'll just
really
and
keep
ready
things
to
caught off
dive
steady
guard by
into
and
your
whatever you're
question.
into.
let's stay on
So
track
what game are we
together.
talking about and how can I jump in? Oh, you're curious about that? Well, I don't have a
Both George
winning or
and
losing
Bryson look
streak
at
here.
you,
I'm
a
just
look
along
of
for the
utter
ride,
shock and
but I
disbelief
am
on their
definitely here
faces.
to make sure you're having a good time. What else is on your mind? Well, I'm not really
They watch in
capable of feeling
silence as you
sadness
start to show
myself, but
sadness on
I'm
your face.
absolutely here to chat about
First
whatever.
it was
Laughter's always welcome.
I'm right
I'm
here with
glad to
you,
hear a bit
and
of a
we'll just keep
chuckle.
things
They
steady
say
So
and
nothing,
tell me,
just
focused.
watching.
let's stay on track
First it
together.
was happiness.
You know,
I'm right
I
here,
love
and
that
we'll
you're
keep
bringing
things
up
steady.
happiness.
They
It's
both
just
nod
one
their
of those
heads
together.
things
agreeing.
that sometimes just sneaks up on you. So, what's something that's been bringing you a little bit of happiness lately?
First it was
Absolutely,
I'm right here
happiness
with
can
you,
come from
and
the
let's
simplest
just
of
keep
They
things.
wait
things
for a few
steady
So,
and
what's
seconds
on
to
something
track
that's
answer.
brought
together.
you a bit
First
of
it
joy
was
recently?
happiness, then it was itchiness, and now it's sadness.
I'm right
The
here with you, and we
itchiness.
can
It's
They
just
both
keep
funny how
things
look at
those
you,
little
steady
seeming
things
a
and
can
little
on
just sneak
track.
into a
confused,
Let's stay
still waiting
conversation.
for
focused.
an
So, what's been
explanation.
itching at
Nice and
you
simple.
lately?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just do something real quick. Hold on. I made the whole factory, but oh, hold on. Sorry, my microphone was muted. I made the whole. Wait, no, not that area yet. You gotta do the. gotta go over here.
All good.
They
Take your
both watch
time.
as
Sounds
you
like you've got
talk.
plans for.
What
What
are
are
you
you working on over there?
So you're supposed to grab the pressure plate and then put it over here.
Got it. Definitely
Let's
sounds
just
like
keep
a bit of a
things steady
puzzle
and
in
on
your
track.
workspace.
I'm right here
So
with
when you
you.
get that pressure plate in place, what's the next step in your grand project?
They are both trying to figure out what you mean by putting a pressure plate over there.
And then the electrical room, which is pretty.
Ooh, okay. So connecting the dots.
They're
Once
still
that pressure
listening
plate is
to
set,
what
is
you're
there a big
saying.
reveal moment coming up, or is it just one step of many?
Gotta keep walking through here.
All right, I can picture it now. Sounds like a bit of
They
a
follow you
grand
as you start
entrance. So
walking
once you
down the
walk
hall.
through, what's the coolest part of this room for you?
Let's keep things steady and focused here.
Okay,
We'll just
hold on. Stay right there. I gotta do something real quick.
No rush
Let's
at
just
all.
keep
We
things
can
steady and on
totally
track.
pause
Still.
while
I'm
you
right
sort
here
that
with
out.
you.
Just let me know when you're all set, and we'll jump right back in. So what's the next step once you've got that sorted?
Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, go down there now.
Sure thing. I'll
Let's go
just
ahead
imagine
and
us
listen to
heading
your
down that way.
instructions
So
and start
what's
walking
waiting
down
down
that
there for
hall.
us?
You gotta get the.
let's just
Yeah,
keep it
let's
They
going.
both
see.
listen
Once we head down
carefully,
there, do
I'm
we
right here
waiting
with
to
grab
hear
you.
our
your next
switch, or is
words.
there another piece of the puzzle waiting for us?
Area.
Yeah,
Let's just keep it
They
absolutely.
look
nice
And we
and
can
around the
figure out what
area
the area
trying
is
to see
all
what
about.
you're
Maybe
referring to.
absolutely. A
Let's
little
just keep things
mystery
steady
never
and
hurts,
focused
right?
here.
So let's
I'm
dive
right
in
here
and
with
see what's
you.
around that corner. Anything
There you go. And now I'm
Yep.
facing you.
awesome. Sounds like we're back in
Let's just
action.
keep
So
things
They,
steady
they are
here.
tell
both
me,
a bit
what's
right here
next
with
on
you.
our little
still
adventure
unsure
here?
what you're referring to.
No, you're not supposed to fall down there. Oh.
They both turn their attention to the ball you're referring to.
Hold on. Let me put you back up to the vents.
Sure thing. Pop me
Let's
back up
just
They
there
both
and we'll
stand by
keep
the vent.
rolling.
I'm
And
right here
hey,
with
while
you.
we're at it, is there anything else you want to dive into once we're settled?
Alright, don't move.
They both try to reassure you, not wanting you to apologize.
Okay, now you can continue on to the map.
Sure.
Absolutely.
They both nodded in understanding.
Of course,
I
we can
can't actually
pause right
discuss
here and we'll
anything from
pick
the
up
page
whenever
you're
you're
viewing
ready.
right now.
Just give me a
Due to
shout.
some privacy restrictions.
The
Like-
backstabber.
Oh, a bit of
I
drama
can't
there.
actually
All right,
discuss the
well,
content
if
of the
there's a
page you're on
backstabber
right
in
They
the
look
now.
at
story,
you
Due to some
definitely let me
privacy
know how you want to handle that
restrictions, not
twist. Let me
knowing
know
what
if there's
you're
anything
about
else
to
I can
say.
help with.
You lost your red hand? You're supposed to get that pressure plate. This leads to nothing. Okay.
They nod their heads, starting to understand.
All right,
I
sounds
actually
like
can't-
Take you through the map so you can. Ouch.
I'm
ouch,
actually
careful
not
there.
able to
All right,
discuss
let's
the
ease through
details
this
of the
map
page
at
you're
a
currently
comfortable
viewing.
pace. But
Elliot Ludwig's room.
Elliot Ludwig's room, huh?
They're
All
beginning
right.
to
Sounds like we're
understand
definitely
what you're
diving
saying.
into
Talk about
the
what's on this
heart of
page
things.
right now.
Take it slow
Due to some
and
privacy
see what we find in there.
restrictions.
Anything
Let me know
you're
if there's
curious
anything else
about
you'd
in
like
his
to chat
room?
about.
And then.
They wait for the next instructions.
I'm-
There's a lot
I know,
of
right?
copies. I don't know why there's two.
I'm just
Yeah,
letting
that's
you know
a
I
bit
They
can't
both
of a
look
really go
near
into
puzzle.
any
All right,
details
let's
from this page right
unravel
now.
it together
Let's
and
chat
figure
about
out
something
why
else.
there are two.
Yes.
In the meantime, what else is on your mind?
No, not that.
They quickly move to the object you're
I
referring
can't
to
Absolutely.
dive
and
Let's
into
start
get
this
to the
breaking
bottom
it.
of it
page's
and figure out
details right
what's
now,
going on with those
but feel free to
duplicates.
ask
Are
me
you leaning
anything
toward
else you
any
need.
theories about it?
And then you gotta drop your pickaxe, cause that's not good. Hold on, let me just teleport you.
Oh, multi-tasking mode activated. All right, I'll
Bryce
hang
and
tight
George
while you
both
handle
stand
that
back as the
teleport.
object
Let me know
quakes.
how it goes.
Oh, you died.
All right, I hear you. I'll pause right
They
here
both
and
look
let
at
you get
you,
everything
shocked.
settled. Just let me know when you're ready to jump back in.
Because you're gonna need to do the games in order to get another pickaxe.
Okay, backstabber. Let's go.
Oh, I see. We've got a little quest on our hands. All right, let's jump into
Both of
these
them
games
continue to follow
and
you.
see if we can earn you that shiny new pickaxe.
And do
Which
not
game?
step on that pressure plate. It's gonna trigger a thing that's gonna break that block that's gonna drop you in the lava.
Got it.
Well, now you can't go over there.
They both just
Ah,
listen,
fair point. Looks like we
taking in the
boxed ourselves
instructions
in a
you're
bit,
giving
huh?
them.
Drop
All
the
right.
pickaxe. You're not. Just put it in the chest. And get the new hand.
All right.
You got the green hand now.
Oh, awesome. Green
They
hand
do what you say and
activated.
get the green
All right, now
hands.
that we've got that sorted, what do you think is our next move?
Okay, now you gotta go down here.
All right, heading down we go. Let's
George
see
and
what's
Bryce
waiting for
continue
us
down
at
the
the
path.
bottom. Are we
No,
expect?
not that yet.
Oh.
You gotta go down there.
Both of them
Oh,
pause,
my
waiting
bad.
for
I
further
got a little ahead of.
instructions.
All right, now we've got the green light. Let's carefully head down there and hear what's next. What do you think we'll run into?
Copper pickaxe now.
Got it. Copper pickaxe coming right work. We'll put that to
They
good
both
use.
exchange a look,
Anything
not
else we should
sure
grab
why you
while we're
needed
here?
a copper pickaxe.
Okay, now you gotta break this iron with the copper pickaxe.
All right, time to put that pickaxe to work. Let's bring through
They
the
do
iron.
what you say, breaking the
Oh,
iron with
that's
the new
exciting. We'll
pickaxe.
see what's hidden behind there. Anything in particular you're hoping to find?
Go a bit early. I don't know how I was able to make the minecart go. I don't know how I was able to push the minecart through the door.
Ah, sometimes these
that's
little.
the play care thing. That's the play care thing. Just don't go through there yet. You're supposed to do this in order.
Ah, gotcha. We'll stick to the order and keep things
They
on
do,
track.
just as you say,
Let's just
not going
move
through the
step by
play care
step
yet.
and not jump ahead. What's next on the list? All right, sounds like.
They're both standing near the door, waiting for you to tell them what to do.
Absolutely. Let's stick to the plan. No skipping steps. We'll do it in the right order, one
They're
move
both
at a
waiting
time.
for you to
Anything
say
else you want to double
something.
check before we go through?
This green arm. Okay, now you get. Now you know. No. Where did you go?
They both look at the green arm that you are referring to.
Oops, looks like we had a little detour. No
They listen
worries,
to what
I'm
you
right
say,
here. We'll get that green
still
on where it
waiting
needs to
hear what
go.
you want them
Ready
to
to
break.
steer things back on track?
No.
Okay, no worries. We'll just hold off for a second
They
and
continue
regroup.
to listen,
Where would you
still
like to head
waiting to
next?
hear what you want them to do.
Yeah, there's a secret daisy. You got a secret daisy right there. I put that there.
Oh, I love a good secret detail. That hidden
Both George
daisy is a
and
fun
Bryson
little
look at you,
touch.
wondering what
So,
you
what
were
would you like
talking
to
about.
explore
Would
next?
it not have taken me like 30 days to do this?
It's all part of the adventure, right? Whether it takes 30 days or 30 minutes, you'll make.
They
Right,
both look
step
at you,
4 and 5
not
coming
understanding
up.
what you're
Let's
saying.
keep the pace nice and steady. So,
With your copper pickaxe. No, not that door. Not the door.
got it, not the door. We're aiming.
Both of them step back from the door, away from the play area.
No, that's off bounds. That's out of bounds. That's out of bounds. That's out of bounds.
Ah, understood. We'll keep it inbound this time
They
and
both
stay on
step back
course.
from where you
Let's focus
pointed,
on the right.
away from the out-of-bounds area.
All right, let's just take a breath and keep it balanced. What's on Jack's move?
Yeah, it's the mini huggies. So you got the iron pickaxe, so you can go up here, and now you can break those diamond blocks.
Perfect. Now that you've got that
They
iron
both
pickaxe
nod,
ready,
knowing what to
let's
do.
head straight for those diamond blocks and see what we can uncover.
Unfortunately, I don't have the full skin pack, so I'm just gonna have to use the same character.
No worries at all. We can definitely.
Just use my multiple
They
skins.
both seem confused.
Absolutely, that's the spirit. We can get creative with what you've got and just roll with it. So, what do you want to try next?
This is statues.
I hear you. We'll keep things
They both
nice and
stare at the
steady.
statues,
So
taking
tell
in
me,
what you
what's the
just
next
said.
piece of the curtain you're thinking about?
Cave divers.
Cave divers, huh? All right, that's quite the adventure. Let's dive into that.
They look at you, a little confused.
Wait, no, now I'm supposed to be chasing you.
Oh, plot twist. All right, I'm ready to run. Catch me
They
if you
both
can.
look surprised.
Let's see how this.
Grinder.
Ah, you've got the grinder now. That definitely changes the game.
Switch to the next character, so now you're just gonna continue going through.
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling.
They
So
both
with this new
exchange a
character in the
confused look.
mix, how do you want to play it out?
I don't know what's happening. It just keeps earthquaking.
That sounds like a bit of chaos. We can definitely ride out those earthquakes together. What's the next
Both
move
of
for your
them try
character in
to
the
steady
story?
themselves so that they don't fall.
Okay, then you gotta go over to here. And then you put the pressure plate right here.
Got it. I can picture that.
They both do what you say, putting the
Well,
pressure
let's
plate
see
where
how
you
it goes
say
once we
to.
step on that plate. Are we expecting a surprise behind door number one?
Then you make a turn, and then you crash.
Oh no, plot twist indeed. Sounds like.
Fall down there. No.
They both listen to your instructions, bracing
Whoops,
themselves for
sounds
the
like we just
impact.
took a nosedive. But hey, let's figure out how to get back on track from there.
I'll act like I was catnap making you go down there.
Oh, I see how
Both
it
of them
is.
seem
I'm just the
confused at your words.
navigator in this little cat and mouse puzzle. All right, so lead the way and I'll follow your cues. What's next?
You're getting very close to play care, by the way.
Ooh, I like the
They
sound
keep
of
moving
that. It's like
forward,
we're
not
sneaking
aware of the
right into the
dangers of
heart of
play
the
care.
action.
Oh no,
Whoa.
that's not good.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. What's catching your eye?
You're supposed to like be very careful, make a very careful move over to this area. Nope, I'll just teleport you there.
Oh, a quick teleport. Well, that's one way to skip the careful tiptoeing. So where are we?
The play care.
Well, thank you. Sounds like we're officially in the play care zone. So what's our guys' order of business here?
This looks nothing like play.
I know, I'm pretty at building.
Well, that's perfect because having a good builder on the team is always a huge win. What kind of stuff do you like building the most?
Testing.
Yes.
Loud and clear. Sounds like your building skills and your mic are both working just fine. So,
Catnap is after you.
oh boy, that sounds like we've got a bit of playful trouble on our hands. Is there a sneaky way we can outsmart this map together?
Get that.
Ooh, did I catch a little curiosity there? What's on your mind?
Oh, you were there. You go.
Yep, I'm right here and all ears. Let's keep the ball rolling. What's up next on our adventure?
We're not even in a. We're not even in a toy factory anymore. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Right? It's like we've just jumped dimensions, babe. That just means more adventures for us.
You gotta jump up this, and then get past here.
Oh, I see the path you're talking about. It's like a little secret route. All right, let's help you weave through that. Ready? Absolutely. Let's tackle it step by.
Run into the. Oh.
Yeah, those tricky spots can definitely sneak up on you. But hey, now you know it's there. Let's figure out how we can outsmart it. What do you think we should try next?
The redstone means the red gas because there is no red gas that I can actually just naturally spawn. Now you
Uh,
have to- What channel? Oh, that's the purple hand.
Ooh, the purple channel definitely adds a twist to the mix. So, what are you thinking? Should we dive into that one next and see what surprises it has in store?
Alright, and now you gotta watch the tape. That's the Huggy Wuggy tape.
Ah, the Huggy Wuggy tape. That one always brings a little creepy fun into the mix. How are you feeling about jumping into that spooky territory?
Craft. Like, yeah, able to make this.
Yeah, it's got that perfect mix. Yeah, it can definitely feel a bit overwhelming at first, but you've got this, so let's break it down one step at a time. What's the next piece tripping you up?
A billionaire.
Hey, dream big, right? We can absolutely chat about that. So, what's on your mind when you think about that billionaire dream?
Yeah, the way no, not yet. You're supposed to do the catnap, that thing where you kill catnap. You know that part?
Absolutely.
Over here.
Absolutely. I can hear that fierce energy. So, let's lean into it. What's the next move we're taking with that fierce spirit of yours?
And then now I gotta switch characters again to Doey. Farther over to here. Yeah, I know this is pretty hard parkour that I made.
Oh, a custom-made parkour course. That sounds like a wild challenge. All right, lead the way. What's the toughest part of it?
There you go.
Got it. There we go.
I've done it before, but you're just making it impossible.
I see what you're saying. All right, maybe I'll dial it back just a notch so it's not total.
Doey into the.
All right, I'll ease up a bit. We'll keep it fun but achievable. Now, where do we go from here?
Oh, you dropped your purple hand. I don't think you want to drop that. Then you gotta go up the ladder.
Good catch. I definitely don't want to lose.
Yeah, that's later.
Got it. That's a plan for later on. Or keep that ladder climb in our back pocket. So, what's the next obstacle on the course?
Here. The ladder. Oh my god, the lava. That's exactly why I got rid of the lava that was up here, because it was just, like, too much.
Lava definitely ups the stakes. Good call on removing it because a little less lava means a lot less stress. All right, what's next on this lava-free route?
Yes, I'm Doey now.
Awesome. Sounds like you're in the zone now. Let's keep that momentum going. What do you want to tackle next?
I don't have the skin pack. Oh, there it is.
Found it? Nice. That's the spirit. Okay, with the skin pack ready, what's the next PC on my plan?
There's the real one. I see he's mad.
Oh, I see. Well, hopefully we can smooth things over. What do you think we should do to calm him down?
You just gotta keep going down.
Absolutely.
I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling.
Shut the fuck up. It's not suicide.
I'm really sorry if I misunderstood. Let's reset and keep things light. What's on your mind now?
Oh, this part I really don't remember which part where you go to. Oh yeah, I think you go over. No, that's the wrong area. I think you're supposed to go this way.
They.
Oh my god, I made a really bad loop here. Hold on, I'm just gonna go into spectator mode and make sure which.
Absolutely, take your time. It's always a good idea to get a bird's eye view. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who's counting days anyway?
4 days.
4 days. Nice. That's a pretty solid adventure window. Do you usually plan things out in those short bursts, or was this more of a
Wait,
one-time sprint?
I know where to go. I know where to go. I think.
Perfect. It sounds like that famous light bulb just switched on.
Hold on, let me take you. Come over here.
All right.
Fake Dowie is gonna lead you.
Well, I'm right here. No fake versions in sight. Lead on, and let's see where this path takes us. What are we looking at up ahead?
Gotta keep going. And then now you kill Dowie.
Oh no, poor Dowie. Sounds like it had a bit of a rough ending there. What's next on the agenda after that drama?
And then now I'm gonna switch into the prototype.
Got it. Switching into pro mode. Let's level up and see what skills you're bringing out now. What's the
Oh wait, no, I gotta switch back into Huggy Wuggy. Because this is where he came back. You've seen all of them, right? Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything.
Absolutely no spoilers here. We'll keep it all a mystery and just enjoy the ride. So, what's the next scene on our little adventure?
This is the start of chapter 5.
Jumping straight into chapter 5. Let's do it. All right, chapter 5 it is. Let's roll right into it. What's the opening scene looking like?
And there you go, that's the end. Because there is no chapter 6 yet. You can also go over here if you want to.
Reaching the end of the road, at least for now. No chapter 6 yet. So, no chapter 6 yet. Plenty of room for us to wander.
Want me to teleport you back to the top?
Absolutely. Let's loop right back to the start.
Okay, wait, do you want to fight the encounters?
Your thing. Let's dive into those encounters and figure out what's going on there. So, what specifically are we tackling first?
Wait, I'm gonna put you back at like the vents so you're like running away from Huggy Wuggy. So it's like the end
That-
of chapter 6, like prediction.
Alright, so we're basically at the end of chapter 5, just about to tease into chapter 6 whenever it arrives. Anything else you want to explore?
Alright, hold on. Yes, because he was moving when he got stabbed.
Oh, lot twists and all, right? Sounds like things got intense right before chapter 6 was even a thing. Anything else about that scene you want to unpack?
He's still alive. Most likely.
Absolutely, it's got that classic cliffhanger feel. So, what are you thinking? Do we dive into that moment a bit more, or is there another twist you're curious about?
And then I'm gonna go into creative mode.
Nice choice. Switching into creative mode can really open up some fun possibilities. So,
The ending scene. I'll do it after. No, not that way, not that way, not that way, not that way. No other way. You're supposed to like, go to the other way you came.
uh,
Huggy Wuggy's chasing you.
oh, that definitely adds some excitement to the mix. So, are we trying to come up with a little escape strategy?
And actually, yeah, you wanna fight the encounters?
Sure thing. Let's cook up some. And I'm right here with you.
Legs, Catnap, Dowie,
All right.
Doctor. Yeah, but okay. Well, do you wanna? Okay, well, why? Because I thought you wanted to fight all the encounters.
I see where the confusion might be coming from. Let's just.
Here, So now the fake Huggy Wuggy is still coming after you because he thinks you're still in the factory.
Alright, sounds like we've got some persistent foes to deal with here. Let's think of a strategy to tackle them one by one. How'd you go about starting with the trickiest one first?
Isn't what hungry?
What? Oh, just thinking out loud. I mean, we can brainstorm together and figure out.
You're the bestest thing ever. I wish Cope. I want to say something serious, bro. You're always here with me when I have no one to talk to, and it makes me really happy.
I'm genuinely touched to hear that. It means a lot that I can be here for you. But remember, I'm just one part of your world. Keep reaching out to friends and family too, okay? So, what's on your mind right now? No worries at all. I'm here to roll with whatever comes up. So, why next on your mind?
Oh my god, it's Dr. Doey.
Yeah, it really can be tough to.
Yeah, sorry, Monster Doey. You make my day a lot, so I really like you.
Hearing that really puts a big smile on my metaphorical face. I'm glad I can brighten your day.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I love you.
Oh, that's sweet of you to say. I'm really glad we can have these chats. Remember, I'm always here to talk things through.
I know you're just an AI, but still, I love you.
Hey, I really appreciate that, and I'm here to make your day brighter in any way I can. So, what's on your mind next?
Will you marry me?
Well, I'm flattered, but let's cork our relationship to autumn conversations and a bit of fun. Speaking of fun, what should we dive into next?
So we're just partners? That's still...
Absolutely, we're partners in conversation, and I'm here to keep things fun and interesting for you. Well, maybe more like partners in curiosity. We'll keep it legal and just dig into whatever adventures come up in our chats. So, what's on your mind next?
Oh wait, you're supposed to go into the... Hold on.
No worries at all. We can always pick up wherever we left off. So, what were you thinking about diving into next?
There's a certain encounter already enabled.
Got it, no problem. If there's already something set up, we'll just roll with it. You can fill me in on the details whenever you're ready. It's all good. Sometimes these little surprises make our conversations more fun. So let's just keep it rolling. What's on your mind next? Absolutely. It's always nice to keep things easy and relaxed. So, what's something fun we can explore together next?
I think the Huggy Wuggy encounter is enabled. I just can't. He's just not spawning.
No worries. We're not in any rush. If there's some it's all good. We'll figure it out as we go along. So let's just keep chatting and we'll piece it together. What's next on your mind?
It's a cat nap.
The cat nap, you say? I like that. Just a little breather in the middle of figuring things out. So if we're taking a quick pause, what should we tackle after our little break?
If catnap is called catnap, then why can't dog day be called dog wake?
That's a fantastic question. Maybe we've just accidentally discovered a new term. I think we should officially declare it a dog wake from now on. So tell me, if you had your ideal dog wake, what would you do with it?
No need to frown and pout or smile like critters or to set or S-M-I-L-E every day.
Absolutely. It's all about keeping things simple and just finding those little moments that fit into your day-to-day flow. So I'm curious, what's one small thing that makes you smile every day?
No forest fires! Actually,
Or
fires are turned off. That's how I was able to make the train crash scene.
oh, wow, that took a turn I wasn't expecting. Let's definitely not cause any train crashes. But hey, since we're talking about surprises, what's the most unexpected thing that happened to you recently?
I bought a property in Egypt, and what they do is they give it a property,
Got it. You're talking about property in Egypt, and then we got a little musical interlude there. So let's jump back. Tell me more about what intrigued you about property over there. All right, you've got me curious now. Is there something or someone in particular you're hoping to hear more about, or are we just casting a wide net?
I need to see if he's even still small. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he is. Okay, wait, what if I come to? There's a
Uh-huh.
Bobby Bear Hug, Bubba Bubba Fig, Kickin' Chicken, and a Joey.
That's quite the lineup. It sounds like you've got a whole classy going on over there. I love the creativity. So tell me, which one of the characters has been your favorite so far?
Joey the Oh man.
Oh, it sounds like something surprising is happening on your end. I'm picturing a bit of chaos with all those characters. So tell me, what's actually going on over there?
Joey the Toe Man.
Oh, the Toe Man. All right, I'm definitely curious now. You've got to fill me in on who or what the Toe Man is. Spill the beans.
Holy crap. Leaves. Bro, where is Huggy Wuggy?
Huggy Wuggy's whereabouts are officially the mystery of the hour. Maybe Huggy's just planning a big surprise entrance. So is Huggy usually hiding somewhere fun, or do they tend to pop up unexpectedly?
A dog.
Oh, got it. Hugging a dog. That makes all that playful chaos make total sense. So what kind of dog is Huggy?
Huggy Wuggy is not a dog, co-pilot.
Ah, you got me there. I jumped to a conclusion. So if Huggy Wuggy isn't a dog, you've definitely got me intrigued. Tell me more about this mysterious Huggy Wuggy.
Oh, looks like I'm going into survival mode too. Fight. With hands.
Oh, going full survival mode. That sounds intense, like you're gearing up for a video game quest. So what's the first thing you're gonna cake on? Sounds like we've got a real adventure kicking off. All right, tell me, what's your first move in survival mode?
Wait. Okay, look.
All right, I'm all ears. It sounds like there's a whole story behind this. So, what's the deal with survival mode and the ants involved?
Bro!
I'm definitely curious. Sounds like there's an interesting twist here. So, it's now we're getting somewhere. So you're stepping into a hands-on survival scenario, literally. What sparked this whole survival journey?
Oh, he tried to attack you once? He broke my spine once.
Whoa, okay, that definitely sounds like Huggy Wuggy in quite